Okay. Who's recapping?
I'll recap.
Alright.
Okay, on our way to Borga, we encountered signs of the Lich's army. We followed it, split up and followed it, and found a town that they were heading for, reconvened, went to the town to let them know what was going on, and then we got attacked by various undead and a Lich. Ended up killing the barbarian Lich and destroying his gem during the whole fight.
Kneecaps.
Yes, kneecaps. During the fight, man, I just lost it. Amaranth was of no use whatsoever.
Great.
And that was it.
I mean,
Great.
I mean, there is no amaranth. There's just Bologna, so I guess that is true.
Yeah, but still, I know what you meant. Great.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. So after the fight, you guys were very exhausted, and you basically went back to the town, and you were like, "All right, I'm sleeping on a bench. I don't care. I'm going to the cathedral."
No.
Some of you went
Under
to the
a
cathedral.
bench.
Yeah, some of you slept under a bench. Yep.
No.
Yeah, and then the next morning, somebody went and got the wagon. I believe that was Windsor and
Toby, yes. We held hands and skipped down the road.
That is
Yeah.
correct. Yep. The two of you went, you got the wagon, came back. It's roughly 8 o'clock in the morning or so, fairly early. What do you guys want to do today?
Well, Petra would be just coming out of her bath, probably.
I mean, realistically, I guess we can help with any kind of minor repairs to like the gate, but realistically, we gotta be heading on our way.
Minor repairs? That thing was knocked the fuck down.
Yeah, there's not much we can do about that.
Well, there we go.
I want to spend the next couple of hours as Toby mends each individual rivet.
You had made her way to the alchemy shop before end of last session, so that's where she's at.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
New was playing with a
No,
crystallized essence of
you
death.
had just
Trying
left
to
after
hire-
requesting.
No,
him to
she
get
still had
permission
other
to go.
stuff to do there. Remember, she was gonna see what he might have, even though it's probably not a lot, because things. And then Defile was like, "We'll find out next time."
We'll
On her way
find
to
out
the
next
alchemy
time.
shop, she sees a salesman selling off pickaxes. Thinks, well, who would use those things?
I know, right? Fucking weird. But yeah, so the last time we did leave off with, you are correct, New is attempting to see if he's got any new recipes or anything that she doesn't already know. Right?
Any special anything he might want to share for, maybe thanks for helping him make all this stuff and saving the whole fucking town. This is a thing,
If
Well-
Petra hadn't looked at you in the eye and said, "Stay here and make shit," we wouldn't have had extra shit.
Alright, so I need you to roll a d4 for me.
Roll shit. That's what's about to happen.
Okay?
It's not terrible.
Roll one
Could've
more
been worse.
d4.
Well, it's above average.
That's more like it.
Not average, so.
Okay. So, you're looking around his shop, and you do happen to notice that he does have a book that contains some rather advanced information on alchemy. Perusing around, it seems to be the only book that has any sort of interesting information. And upon further inspection, you realize that it does have one recipe in it that you might actually be able to understand. Which is, it has the recipe for an elixir of health. Which is actually a rare potion, and being able to craft it would be potentially a big benefit to your party. Especially with the not having a healer in this party.
No.
Working on it.
Yeah, the
Alright.
alchemist warlock is the healer, I
Alchemist.
presume.
Alchemist, warlock, sorcerer.
Yep.
Are you looking to see what the elixir of health is?
I know what the elixir of health is. It's the
Okay.
one that cures disease and stuff.
Okay. But yeah, so that one is available. Or that book is on his shelves, at least.
Let's go. She'll grab it.
Okay. She grabs it and then does what with it?
Runs out the door.
She'll take it over to him and be like, I'll just like to buy this, I guess, because I need to. It's got some good information in it.
All right. Give me a charisma check.
Go, I'm terrible. Or just straight charisma.
Just straight charisma.
That is a saving throw. That is not the correct thing. Hang on. I like the first one better.
Okay, so
It's not terrible.
you pick up the book, you
Worst.
carry it over to him, and you say, "Hey, I think I'd like to buy this." And he looks between the book and you, and he thinks for a moment. He goes, "Well, you know, you help the town a lot, so why don't you just take that?"
Awesome, you're amazing.
You helped the
Thank
town a
you.
lot. No, we didn't help the town a lot. We saved you from certain death.
She'll thank him. Make sure that he's got all her information in case, he is capable of collecting any/as much of that crystallized goo as
already
possible.
We've already discussed
be on
this
our way.
in this session.
All right.
Enough with the goddamn goo.
Listen, that's gonna be important later.
Sure, if you think so.
Yeah, pretty much whatever makes you feel better.
Yeah, we got turtles to mutate.
All right, so you got your book that you can eventually learn the recipe from. What's everybody else doing? Let's start at the top of the list. Bologna, what are you up to?
Well, she stayed in an inn, so she would have been like relaxing, having breakfast, and then just meeting up with people at the cathedral or whatever, and then just getting ready to head out, really.
Okay, so she heads to the cathedral after eating just to see. That's the last place she saw people. Hopefully somebody's there. All right.
Yeah.
Then we have Petra, who slept under a bench and then went for a bath first thing in the morning.
Yep.
So it's
She would have left about the time that Bologna got to the cathedral. She
Sounds
just
about
walk
right.
past and be like, she'd just give like a very lazy wave and just continue walking.
all right. So back to Bologna then. You see her exiting the cathedral, lazily just walking off in a direction. You have no context to where she's going. What do you do?
I'll just say to her, where are you going?
I need a bath.
Yeah, you do. You kind of do stink.
Fuck you.
Oh, well, honesty for this policy. I'll stay here, and I'll just wait for everyone to get here, and so I'm just gonna, sit on the steps or on, whatever thing there and just relax, really.
Okay. And we are on to Windsor. What's Windsor doing this morning? You went with Toby, got the wagon, you came back. Where'd you bring the wagon to? Did you bring it to the cathedral?
Yeah, where
Okay.
we
So-
would have had all the horses and everything since we went to wagon. But so,
Yeah, so-
get the horses ready for the wagon and go find supplies for the journey, rations.
okay. So shopping then.
Yes.
Okay. So you look around and have a hard time identifying exactly where the markets are. There's a lot of refugees just kind of littering the streets at this point. But it's not insanely difficult. You do eventually find a small shop, but prices have gone up because obviously there's a high demand with all the refugees in the city. So the hold on, let me go here. Okay, so what would normally be rather cheap, which is, just a nice ration, is actually going to be slightly more expensive than you otherwise would pay for it. So normally, a ration is worth about 50 silver pieces, or 5 gold. But in this case, they are actually 8 gold.
For a single day's worth of ration?
For a single day's worth of ration.
Yeah, I'll skip that. Okay.
Expensive.
I'll go back to the horse.
Okay, so you go back to the horse, and you decide, we got enough rations, we could probably make it to the next town. We're fine. A little bit expensive. There's a lot of refugees here eating up the remaining supplies, so supply is low, demand is high. Alright, so Petra finishes up her shower. You makes it back to the cathedral. I advanced it a day, not an hour. My mistake. There we go. Alright. Finishes up your shower. Everybody meets back at the cathedral. What are you guys doing? You guys heading out of town, or what?
Yeah, should we get going?
Yeah.
Petra's gonna get on the wagon and get going. She's got plans on her mind.
She's on the road again.
She is on the road again. That is correct. Okay.
She's gonna keep teaching Toby how to use the wagon.
I mean, I see no reason why we shouldn't just head out, and then if we're really curious, once we've collected Petra's parents, we can make our way back this way. To see if they're recovering well.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Man, I can't wait to hear all the embarrassing stories Petra's parents have.
Alright, so you guys decide it's time to hit the road. So jump in the wagon, jump on your horses, and out the gate you go. You
Hi-ho, Scorch.
Exactly. You're currently just outside of Accarice, for obvious reasons. There's no road directly headed south, but if you want to cut across the field, you probably could save yourselves a day's travel. However, obviously traveling through the forest with no road, no signs, or any real direction, there's potential risks to the travel that way. Do you plan to take the road, or do you plan to cut through the forest?
Now, we've shown what great woodsmiths we are in the past. Let's go this road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, that being said, you guys hit the road. You're like, we're just gonna take the path most traveled. It's probably the safest. Most likely a good call with your guys' luck and rolls lately. So, off you go. It is quite a ways to retrace the steps that you've had to use to get there. The day, for the most part, goes by uneventfully. Nothing too crazy. It does, however, start to rain lightly.
Of course.
So, the rain isn't terrible. It's not pouring down, but it's definitely there. You're definitely feeling it on your cheeks. It's starting to soak into your clothings. Thankfully, you guys do have a cover for your wagon to protect anything that's inside of it that may or may not be sensitive. But other than the slightly...
Alona, get in the wagon.
Go away.
Want to
Other than
counterspell the rain.
slightly damp atmosphere, everything else seems to be pretty fine. You managed to get all the way down the road to the crossroads where you initially turned right towards Accarice instead of going towards Orpina. By the time you get there, it is near sunset. Would you guys like to stop at the crossroads or continue a little ways past?
Definitely continue past. We don't want to stop the crossroads.
We will continue an hour down the path towards Orpina.
Okay, about an hour you guys want to go?
Yeah.
Okay, so you go... You're like, this is an okay place to stop, but probably not. Crossroads are pretty busy, let's keep going. So you travel, you get about another hour down the road, you find a nice little spot off to the side, you pull the wagon over, Same rotation as usual for watches, I'm assuming.
Yep.
You guys set up your little
Yep.
camp. Are you lighting a fire?
I guess not.
No.
Okay.
I would say no.
All right. What are you guys doing about the rain, or are you sleeping in the rain? Because nobody owns tents.
Petra's sleeping under the wagon.
Smart move. Okay.
I mean,
Sleeping under the
there's-
wagon. What else we got?
Is there enough? There's probably enough space left in the wagon for Neo to sleep. I mean, there's enough space for her to craft.
You were literally fucking calculating this so you could craft on the fucking road. Sure, yes, there's places for you to sleep in the fucking wagon.
There is
Get in
enough
the
room
wagon, you.
for one person to sleep in the wagon. So we got one person under the wagon, one person in the wagon. Where are the other three sleeping? Let's start with Bologna. Where's Bologna gonna sleep?
She'll try and see if she can make like a makeshift shelter, like just like some trees on like a branch and put some trees and some leaves. And
Okay,
stuff
I need a
like that.
survival roll.
That's absolutely fine. That's going to happen. That should be
Oof.
good.
You found one scraggly branch.
Oh, well, then you know what she's going to fucking do? She's going to set herself afire because I'm not going to be wet and cold.
So you are creating a fire then?
Fuck I am.
Okay. Alright. So, Belle takes her one scraggly branch, grumbles about her inability to create a shelter, snaps the branch into a bunch of pieces, throws it in a pile, casts a big old firebolt at it, and just sits down in a huff. Okay,
Yeah, pretty
moving
much.
on to Windsor. What's Windsor doing?
I'm just gonna find a tree to lay against. Sit down
Okay,
on
try to get the cover from the branches.
the spot. I'm just not worried about
Okay.
anything else.
And then what's Toby doing?
He'll most probably do the same or try and make a shelter because he has a high survival. So I will do a
Okay.
survival.
Yep, let him do a survival check.
Oh,
Woof.
that should have been.
He-
That was meant to be a 19.
He's found the
there.
same scraggly branch as you while you were holding it. He just
No, he
saw
found
a
the two
branch out of the
pieces.
corner of his eyes, and he was like, "Oh wait!" And then he saw that you were holding it, and he was like, "Aw, you know, we could probably use that." And then you snapped it, and he's just like, "Oh well, never mind." All right, so
You
that
were
being said,
supposed to leave Toby's luck with Toonie, damn it.
Oh, so I don't know what I can do about that.
he's got great survival. Nat 1. Shit.
Yeah, I know. And it was like it just hit 19. It was like, oh, that's great, and then it was like, no.
All right, so the three of you that are sleeping uncovered, I need a Constitution saving throw from you. See if you can sleep through the rain.
Wait, who would that be?
Not
Me,
you.
Toby, and
Toby's sleeping
Windsor.
fine. He doesn't even care.
I'm
Oof.
hating it, which I knew I would. Eat the rain.
Bologna, you're not sleeping so well. You're not going to get a point of exhaustion, but you definitely are having a rough night's sleep. Same with you, Windsor. You're both not too happy about being rained on all night, but
That was ability.
it's tolerable. Thankfully, it's a light rain, so it's not a big issue.
Petra's sleeping in a nice, lush patch of grass under the wagon.
Yep. All right. The rest of the night, other than your trouble sleeping, goes pretty well. Long rests if you need them. You wake up in the morning, and it's the usual. A quick bite to eat. You have... Is Toby making breakfast, or are you guys having rations?
Let me just see what he's got. Most probably he'll make breakfast because he can. So I just need.
He
to
would
look-
probably make a breakfast after a big battle like that.
So I just need to roll that. Okay, so that's fine. I got to add one
Alright,
to
yep.
that. And then take one off to that.
Alright, so... He goes ahead and makes a nice breakfast for everybody. You all sit down, eat, and then it's time to hit the road, right?
Sounds good.
Petra eats the extra portion he made.
What is wrong? What is happening?
Oof. A 4.
Man, Bellona is just rolling Bad.
Yeah, I know. 2 ones.
Did you-
are like,
Did you roll 2 nat 20s in your sleep?
no, no, I don't think about D&D when I'm sleeping.
I did. It was
No,
really
you-
fucking weird.
Alright, so you guys, first early in the morning, you take off down the road. You're just kind of lazing about, enjoying your day. Nothing too crazy's happening. The rain's still going, and it's starting to pick up a little bit. It's still not
That's-
terrible, but it is getting uncomfortable, and as the day progresses, it does slowly get worse. Until about the evening time when you would normally stop, it starts getting pretty heavy rain. You do know that, looking at the map, you are roughly an hour or so out of the town of Orpina, which might have somewhere that you would be able to sleep.
Petra will keep pressing on.
I was gonna say, it sounds reasonable to just keep going.
Okay, so it ends up taking you about 2 hours in the rain, a little bit more than you initially planned, but you do get to the
Petra
town
don't
of
care.
Orpina. However, as you enter Orpina, the air just hangs heavy with an unsettling quiet. Even the rain seems duller than it normally would be.
God damn it.
Aside from the occasional creak of the buildings in the wind. It once was a happy little hamlet, but it seems entirely still, almost frozen in the moment.
No,
And
goodness.
as you go past the different buildings, you notice telltale signs of a hasty departure. There's doors left ajar, there's belongings strewn about, things dropped in the streets, even some half-eaten meals rotting on the tables that you can see through some of the windows where they were forgotten. As you're going through this town, you do happen to see that there is what appears to be some sort of tavern or inn.
I'm gonna just like look around to see if there's like any kind of like. Well, what I want to do is I want to do an Arcana check just to see if there's any magic that's maybe remaining here that maybe might have made people run away. So
Okay.
maybe it was something magical.
Yeah, go. You can certainly try. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Oh wow, even better! Wow. This-
There doesn't appear to be any sort of residual magics in the area.
Cool.
I would say I would do one, but that would make sense.
Yeah, you'd have to
Me.
explain to me why your character would be able to do it.
You can always check.
Because fucking Petra sees Amaranth doing it all the time.
And she just
There
like
you
holds
go.
her fingers up to her head.
Mew
Nope,
can
nothing.
check. Mew's got the stuff. 17, let's go.
Okay. There doesn't appear to be any sort of lingering magical effects that you can detect either.
I think they probably went to Borgo. If they're not here.
But why?
Borgo's the place to be. Da, 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 da,
I mean,
da.
if Accarice was prepared for the invasion, I don't see why Orpina wouldn't be either.
Maybe.
I wouldn't call running screaming away, leaving everything heavy prepared.
I just had a thought that's a kind of disturbing thought, but also it doesn't make sense for the situation we just dealt with that lich.
What's that?
And that being that somehow this town was the like birthplace of the undead army. And everyone was just like, oh, suddenly undeath.
Well, Toby's gonna head off to the end. Just while he's on his way, you'll just start looking around, seeing if you can see anything of interest.
Okay. So he's looking around. I need a perception check.
Mm-hmm.
Net one. No.
Hey,
Let us
Net
know if you see any
one.
tumbleweeds.
no,
Damn.
shut up.
All right. So he's looking around. He doesn't really notice a whole lot. It just looks like everybody vanished all of a sudden. But as he's approaching the inn, he notices that there's a dagger sticking out of the door, and it appears to be pinning a note to the door. The note's a little waterlogged, so it's not as easy to read, but after taking a moment to really focus in on it, he's able to notice what it says, which it basically can be summarized as it's clearly an announcement to the town and all travelers that there have been sightings of an undead army in the area, and that all able-bodied people should be reporting to either Borgo or Accarice to assist in the combat. Anybody that's unable to fight should flee for Borgo to get away from the army to protect themselves. So it's clear that the people that left this town left in a hurry to avoid being caught up in this undead army's path.
Okay, wow.
Cool.
Cool. Well, that means free rooms for us. Yay.
And then we just go tell them when we get to Borgo, hey, we killed the whole fucking army. You can go home now.
Alright, so you guys go inside the tavern?
Yep.
Alright, so the door creaks open as you guys step inside. The tavern's interior, which was previously a lively gathering place, is now a rather desolate collection of just dust and shadows. There's empty seats that were shoved away from the deserted tables. There's mead that was never finished, spoiling in the mugs that were never raised. The melancholic atmosphere is suddenly punctuated by a creak that just shrieks through the silence. And the creak came from the other side of the building.
Eldritch Blast.
Bad juju here.
Petra will.
Eldritch Blast? Are you sure?
No.
No.
Eldritch Blast wall.
Petra will not allow that.
I'm gonna cut the ropes to the rope
Gonna
bridge.
very quietly go investigate.
Petra's
Okay.
gonna follow.
Then I need a stealth check from either one of you.
My stealth is only +2. We can use hers.
Have the halfling stealth. Or...
So
Real
Petra is
Jesus.
basically invisible behind Mew, who's stumbling into chairs and kicking things in the dark, not having a good time. However, as they get closer to where the creaking sound came from, they hear a quiet sobbing.
You can see in the dark just fine now, thank you.
And she's the
can't.
one running into shit.
Listen, just because you can see in the dark doesn't make you any less of a klutz.
So like I said, as you're approaching where you heard the creak coming from, you hear a quiet sobbing coming from that direction.
Hello? She'll just kind of, yeah.
So as you speak up,
questionably-
the sobbing stops, cut off abruptly, as if they either gathered themselves all of a sudden or covered their mouth. They're clearly scared of being heard.
It's safe now. You can come out. Undead army's been destroyed.
Persuasion
Petra
check.
will just. Petra will shake her head.
Persuasion check.
I'm not the only one.
What the fuck is this bullshit?
So
Assaulted.
there seems to be no response to your attempt to coax out whoever or whatever this sobbing creature is.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna bring my torch to behind the bar and see whatever good drinkies they've got.
Petra's
Okay.
gonna try her hand at calming the thing down, saying, "Hey, it's okay. You're safe. No one's around. We're not here to harm you. Don't mind my friend here. She's a bit awkward."
All right, I need a persuasion check from Petra and a perception check from Bologna. All right. Petra's got animal handling and child handling, apparently. As a young girl, appears to be a young halfling, pokes her head around a barrel. She was clearly hiding behind it in the corner of a room. She seems disheveled. She's dirty, her clothes are torn. She looks rather hungry. You can tell just by the way that she's shaking and weak and barely able to support herself at this point. She sniffles a little bit as she peeks around, but seeing that you guys are clearly alive and not the undead army that everybody reports, she does eventually kind of scoot out from behind the barrel and walk in your general direction.
Petra will outstretch her arms,
Windsor jumps out from the
offering a hug.
ship.
The little girl's head explodes. No. Yeah, so the little girl, seeing Petra offer a hug, does run over and gives Petra a big hug. Being that Petra is also a halfling, she feels a little more familiar with Petra. So she runs over, gives Petra a hug, and starts sobbing again.
Petra
As
will
for
rub her back.
Bellona, doesn't seem to be anything worth drinking. All the mead has
Yeah.
spoiled, and it doesn't seem that they have any long shelf life liquors.
Yeah, I'm rolling shit. So it's alright. So she's gonna give up and I'm just gonna head for bed. I don't deal with children.
Okay, so Bellona's like, nope, that's a you problem. Takes off to the back of the tavern, finds a small
Never heard
bed,
from him again.
lays down.
Very much.
Thankfully, the beds are relatively clean, aside from the layer of dust on it that seems to have made its way to everything.
How long were they
But peeling
gone?
the blankets back underneath of that's clearly clean, so lifting up the blankets, you can give it a good shake to get it cleaned off a bit, and then you tuck yourself in.
Petra will bring the child to a different room to see if she could try to help her sleep.
Okay. So
Make sure
you-
she's okay.
You escort the child off to a different room, try to get them to go to sleep. As you're escorting them, you do notice that their stomach is grumbling quite a bit.
Petra will reach into her bag and actually offer one of her rations.
Okay. So you offer the ration to her, and she doesn't even hesitate. There's no question. She just immediately takes it and starts munching on it. She doesn't say thank you or anything, just immediately stuffs her face. It's
Must be
clear
from
it's been a
Borgo.
while since this kid has had something to eat. Now, what is
get you dinner.
Windsor doing during all this?
That's a good question. Staying away from the kid. 'Cause, yeah. Half dark, 6
The
foot
most-
half orc. Yeah, no, that's a bad idea. Go just basically follow Balana and look for a room for himself.
Okay. So he heads off to bed. Okay, and what is Mew doing?
Say night, John boy.
Seeing as that she has absolutely no luck with kids, apparently, she's gonna take a look around. Like I assume this being like a tavern or something, they probably have like a fireplace / someplace to cook food that might have, coals in it as well. And she's gonna see if she can gather up some any remnants of charcoal that might be sitting around, because I want to resummon my fucking imp.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Oh yeah, let's get her the hell out of the kid.
Perception.
I like how all of the smart characters in the group are
Yeah.
leaving Petra with the kid.
Oh, you're the same size.
With a 14, you head over, and it appears that they left with the fire burning. They didn't bother putting the fire out or anything. It was clearly a hurry. So there is plenty of coal to be found there. Charcoal to be found there from the logs that were left burning. So you are able to find enough to summon your imp.
Let's fucking go. She's gonna summon her imp and then fuck off to bed. Go find a room. Or
Summons the imps and then sends it back to its dimensional pocket. Ah, good, you're here. Go back to sleep.
shoot.
Pretty much. All right, so what is Toby doing?
The reason why I rolled a perception check is because he'll most probably be trying to find ingredients that he can use for cooking.
Okay. Let's see. So you rolled a perception check already. Let me roll up. 21. Okay. With unfortunately having most of the ingredients be stale at this point, he doesn't really find anything useful.
Fair enough. Well, he would then just most probably just you've given the child some food already, so he wants to just head to bed.
Okay. So he goes to bed. Petra takes the kid to bed. You went to bed after summoning her imp. So we will say everybody slept through the night, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So we can move forward to the next day. You guys wake up. Petra wakes up. The kid is curled up in her bed next to Petra. What do you guys do for the morning? Is it breakfast and hit the road? What's the plan?
Petra will, she will either see if Toby's gonna cook something or if there's just something she can find to eat.
I'm gonna go see what
feed
the weather
kid.
looks like.
He won't cook every day, so he won't be cooking now, but it'll just be eating rations.
Alright, well, Petra will try to find some food in the tavern.
Okay.
'Cause,
So Petra goes to look around the
2-day-old
tavern.
bread,
I
3-day-old
need,
bread, hard as a rock. Petra just
perception?
eats it.
Petra doesn't care.
Yeah, just throw the
Petra,
hard tack in
Petra
the water.
probably thinks that just stale bread when it turns hard is just crackers. But yeah, I need a perception check from Petra. Belana, what is Belana doing this morning?
If she sees the child, she's gonna ask the child, like, what's your name?
Right, so she sees the kid and asks, what's your name? Like, finally interacting with this child. The child seems rather cautious at first. She hasn't seen many tieflings in her life. But she does eventually tell you that her name is Lobelia.
Okay, I'm gonna be like, where's your parents?
She kind of hesitates for a moment and looks around and then shrugs. She doesn't know where her parents are, but she knows that her parents left with the rest of the people, but in the chaos of everybody trying to get out of town, she got separated, and then when she couldn't find her parents, she went back to the last place that she knew where they would be, which was her home. Unfortunately, there's nobody here, so she's been living off of the scraps that she's been finding. But those have begun to dwindle as the bread has begun to stale and get moldy, and rats have come to start eating away the things that haven't gone bad.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'll try and ask her. So, when you were going with your parents, which way did they go? Did they go this way or did they go this way? And I'll point to like one way towards like back to where we came from, and one way towards Borgo.
Okay. So she'll think for a minute, and then she'll go to the tavern's window and look out in the two directions that you pointed at to try and figure out which one the road would go towards. And then she turns and she points down the road in the direction of Borgo.
Okay, so I'll say to her, now, we know you're very hungry, you're very scared. We're on our way there, so do you want to come with us and we can hopefully find your parents?
I need a persuasion check.
If we don't, we'll just sell you to pirates.
They weren't pirates.
Yeah, Petra's not letting that slide a second time.
I can't believe I'm defending Bologna, but they weren't pirates.
Thank you.
Yeah, they
far
weren't
as you know.
pirates, they were privateers, obviously.
I'm just rolling so shitty right now.
Alright, so she's not too sure. She's obviously, you're a bunch of strangers that are just like, yeah, we'll take you to your parents. A little bit creepy. It doesn't help that, she's being asked by a woman with horns sticking out of her head. But she does, after a minute of weighing her options of either staying here and probably starving or going with you guys who've at least given her food, she does decide that she will ride with you guys.
Cool.
That takes up about 2 hours of your morning. The conversation, getting ready, eating your food, and convincing this child to go with you to Borgo.
Starving
Assuming,
to death, going with the devil. Starving to death, going with the devil.
Pretty much, yeah.
assuming Niu overheard any of that conversation between Bologna and the kid,
Don't pipe up.
she'd also probably suggest that we see if the kid can take us to her house so we can leave a note just in case we somehow do not find the parents and they return here before we do.
Give me a perception check. With advantage, because you're in the same room. Yes, you would have heard them. It wouldn't have been
Awesome.
perfectly clear, but you would have heard the general idea of offering to take her to her parents.
So yeah, then Niu would, go
Yeah,
over
so
and be like,
everything that you said before, offering to go. Yep. What does everybody say to that?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So you asked her where she lives, and she offers to show you. It's still raining outside, but it's not as bad as it was late last night. So she walks you guys out into the rain. She takes you down a street. It's about a 10-minute walk. She goes, very clearly knows exactly where she's going. She weaves between a few buildings. You can come to a smaller house. It's not a bad house, but it's obviously clearly one of the cheaper properties in this small hamlet. But she goes up to it and, kind of announces that this is where she lived and where she's always lived. And then she just walks inside like she owns the place.
What I'll do is I'll go upstairs and say, "Can you take me to your room? We can maybe pack some clothes and stuff like that. That might be good for you."
It's a good idea. So she thinks for a moment, and she loves the idea. She's thanking you for telling her to grab her stuff. She runs to her room, and she realizes all of her stuff was loaded onto her parents' wagon.
Okay.
Niu's gonna go in and in the entryway and surrounding area, see if she can find a small end table or something that she could easily move to be, a couple feet just inside the door where they can leave a very obvious note.
Okay. Well, they don't have a small end table, but they do have what appears to be a small dining table. It's not by dining table standards, it's quite small. It's more like a coffee table with really long legs.
Cool. I want to move it to be I don't know,
So it's basically just a nightstand to everybody
5
else.
feet in front or
Basically.
inside the door so that it's obviously out of place and they'll go look at it.
We have your
All right.
child.
Yeah. So
we have
you-
your child. Give us two gold.
Yeah. So you move the table. It's rather light, being that it's halfling furniture. It's much smaller than you would expect. So you're easily able to move it over. You're gonna place a note on it. What does the note say?
I will tell them.
Greetings and salutations. To whom
I
it may
am-
be concerned, we have your child. Be
You're
back later.
saying you?
Essentially, I'll put. Greetings. I am Niu, a representative of the Wolf Sentinel Company. We are travelers that came from Trelura and made our way towards Accarice, where we encountered the undead army that you are no doubt aware of. The army has been destroyed, and we are on our way towards Borgo, where apparently, according to your child, you have went off to. We found them in the inn here by themselves. We are bringing them with us to try and find you. If we do not find you before you return, we will be returning this way. Please wait for us. We will be back. Sign it.
Mew is really playing the I am the Avatar card. You don't need to tell everybody that we killed the fucking army.
Listen, I don't want it to be shady as hell, okay? Details so
Alright,
that they don't
so,
get this and be like,
you
our
write
kid's
that
been
down?
kidnapped.
You left it on the table. Are you guys hitting the road then?
Yep.
What,
Petra will get the child to sit beside her on the wagon.
just
bench.
before we do that, do we want to maybe look for any other in any houses for any blankets or anything like that? Because she's got nothing, so it might be good to see if we can find anything in any of the other houses that she can, like, we can all use as well if it's still raining, to be able to, like, have a change of clothes, have something warm for her.
Well, she's going to be riding in the wagon more than likely in the back anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but we all
Petra's-
have bedrolls. She doesn't have a bedroll, so that's what I'm saying.
let her sleep in the Bunsen burner. Just play with the Bunsen burner.
I
Maybe.
mean, Petra could let her use her bedroll. I mean, Petra doesn't even use it half the
Well,
time.
If no one agrees, then I'm just going to go and see if I can find any blankets, because I don't want to. If it's going to be raining the next night, I want to be able to at least stay sheltered and warm.
Okay. Perception check.
That's fine. Yay!
Alright, they've packed up pretty much everything in the building. As much as they
No,
could,
not in
you
this
know,
building,
load up
but, like,
in short notice.
In other buildings.
Okay. As you're leaving the building, though, you do notice that they have, like, curtains and things left up, but you're like, nah, I'm gonna go to the next building over. And it's pretty much the same story. Most of everything's been packed up. You do, however, by about the fourth building, notice that there's a pack. It looks like a large camping pack that's been left off to one side. It's kind of interesting in the circumstances, so you go and you look, and you realize that it does in fact have a large canvas tent in it. It's not a high quality tent. It's essentially not even really good enough to call a tent, but it's a piece of canvas that can be pitched up like a tent for sleeping under, with what appears to be a little bit of padding for a floor rolled up with it.
Yay, lean-tos to go for the win.
Yep. It's a lean-to.
Oh, better than nothing.
Alright, so go ahead and add that to your inventory.
Okie dokie. Okay, that's me.
Anybody else doing anything, or are you hitting the road?
Nope, Petra's ready to go.
Windsor's ready to go.
You?
I'm good to go.
Toby.
Yeah, he'll be good to go.
Alright, so you all load up on your horses, load the kid into the wagon, off you go. It's usually just slightly over a day's travel to Borgo. The rain has let up a fair bit now. It's nowhere near as bad as it was. Especially now, as opposed to the night before. You do manage to get quite a ways down the road without too much of trouble. But
You update
the
map as
wet,
we go.
soggy roads do have a tendency to slow you down a bit.
Oh,
So you only end up making it
It's contagious.
about 3/4 of the way to Borgo by the time it gets late into the evening. You guys want to stop, or do you want to try and push into the night?
Petra will stop for the child's sake.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that.
Oh, I guess we're gonna
She'll
follow
make
the
sure.
wagon.
She'll make sure that the child is nice and tucked in the back of the wagon before, checking her watch and then sleeping under the wagon again.
All right.
In typical Petra fashion.
Windsor finds a twig and hands it to Bella.
Niu then points out the twig to Toby.
Fucking god, I love this. Hardy
You
hard
guys are
hard.
assholes. Alright, so making a fire?
Might
Got a
as
fire?
well.
What's the plan? Okay. So you make a
Go with
fire?
the fire.
Alright. You set up a fire, hopefully nothing in the woods sees you. But at this point, it's either sleeping in the rain and get cold as hell, or have a fire.
Exactly.
So you go to bed, same watch as usual, everything seems to go actually okay. Nothing attacks you in the middle of the night. The woods have
Yay.
seemed rather still lately, in fact.
I don't like that.
I wonder why.
So you realize that even though it's raining, there should still have been more noises in the woods than what you've heard so far. There seems to be less birds jumping from branch to branch. You haven't seen a single squirrel. It's rather quiet in these woods. But you make it through the night with no problem. You wake up, it's daybreak. You eating rations or breakfast?
He can make. Toby will make breakfast. He's fine with that. Let me just roll.
Petra will share her usual 2 servings and give one of them to the child. Listen, Petra's hungry, but she's not a monster. Oh, she may as well be.
Let's see here. Okay, so
Child yawns. Petrus takes that as a mission that she's done eating and finishes off the rest of her food.
19. Okay, there we go.
I mean, Petra's eaten all of y'all's scraps, so... She had a whole fucking roast pig at one time.
The good news is the rain seems to have stopped today. You guys are
Yay!
getting your
Somebody's-
breakfast ready and everything. And you guys realize, oh hey, it stopped raining sometime last night. That's nice. You go back to eating your breakfast, packing up, getting ready for the road. After you guys eat, you hit the road.
Yep.
Sure.
Yes.
Fine with it.
Alright, it only takes you about 4 hours. And you arrive outside the city of Borgo. You arrive at the northwest side of what's called the Shirefoot Shanty. What do you do?
Well, we need to get the girl out of the wagon and put Petra in the wagon now.
What?
We're coming up to Borgo, are we not?
Oh!
This
Yeah.
is the
So
token
we need to put you in the wagon.
Who's gonna steer the wagon, though?
Toby.
Toby, that's the
Oh.
whole point of you been training
Right.
him this half time.
Anyways, yeah, Petra will crawl into the back of the wagon with the child.
Oh, Jesus. We'll
Reminds me
hide
to
you
do
amongst
this.
the honey.
Andy.
Okay, so you're gonna attempt to sneak her through the guard gate?
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, we should
And-
probably decide who's going to talk to the guards first.
It ain't gonna be me.
Not new.
Why not me?
Yeah, she could just.
It'll
warm
be
to death.
fine.
Have Toby talk to the fucking guards.
News got it. It'll be
No,
fine.
no. You like over-explaining shit.
Right,
I
I
so
still say Toby.
somebody needs to make a smuggling check if you're attempting to get Petra through the gate.
Smuggling.
A smuggling check.
In the
So
heck do
smuggling
we
is
make a
part
smuggling
of
check?
the system that we built, remember?
Yes, but how do we make a smuggling check?
So, in case you don't remember, it's in the book there, but essentially we need a 1d20 plus any merchant rank bonus,
Which is nothing right now.
which is nothing right now. So it's just a straight d20.
Well, don't get me to roll because I ain't doing no good.
Yeah, you can roll that.
There we go. Perfect.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, a 24. Alright, so you roll up to the gate, and the guard is there, and what do you say to him?
I'll let him know we're traveling merchants. We came from, Accarice and through Orpina. And we bring news that the undead army has been defeated. as well as are just coming in to, do our normal merchant business.
We brought some honey from Tadora.
And I will also mention that we have found this lost child in Orpina who said their parents had come this way, and that I will give them the kid's name and let them know, we will be searching for their parents if we can I don't know, want it lost posters
the
or
parents
something.
want it.
Found a child. I don't know.
Okay, so you say that to the guard, and he kind of listens to you for a minute, and then he goes, "All right, well, we still gotta check the wagon," and he calls over his group of people, and they begin to check the wagon, looking for anything that should not be in the wagon. Now, that being said, Petra is hiding amongst a bunch of barrels. She's managed to push them aside, make herself a nice little nook, even puts one barrel over top of her, just in case.
Yes.
And the guards do not find her, and so the other guards give the go-ahead, saying that you're good to go. The guard that you originally spoke to steps out in front, and he welcomes you to the city, and he points you off to the side, saying, that the refugees from Orpina have set up a small little area where they're all taking shelter outside of the city walls in the northern section of the Shirefoot Shanty. And he kind of directs you over to a small area where they've likely set up.
All right, Toby, do we want to go see if we can find the kid's parents, or since Toby's the one steering the cart at this point?
I mean, the best thing would be to drop some of you guys off, and then we just head off to get rid of the honey.
Fair.
We don't want to bring this big old warehouse, this big old thing right
Petra-
to where they are.
Petra will peek out from the barrels, look at the kid. Go with them. I'll be okay. And she'll give a little wave and smile and hide back in the barrels.
So
Petra the honey rat.
I guess we
I mean,
can
girl's
drop
gotta do what she gotta do to
you
her
off with the
parents.
kid. Does anybody else want to come with?
Honey rat vortex.
Yeah, I can go.
Alright, so Belle and you are gonna go look for the parents?
Yeah.
Alright. I need a perception check from the two of you to see if you can figure out where the guard was talking about based off the directions he gave you. Because he gave you verbal directions. Well, there you go. Alright. New
Doing that 20
essentially just looks over there and goes, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's over there."
It's down the road, across the apples and pears, up the lift.
Yeah, she could basically see them through the walls at this point. No.
Fucking bullshit.
It was bot hacking. Aim hacking.
Yeah, right? Are you using cheated rolls?
Can't-
What the hell?
Can't handle a can't handle a child. Can't fucking see shit. All of a sudden, you know where everyone is.
Yep, pretty
Fucking
much.
hell.
Alright. So, the two of you start walking in the direction of where you were told that you would find this kid's parents. What are the rest of you doing?
Petra will kind of tell Toby to go get the barrels and kind of sell the honey.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to tell him where to sell the honey?
Yes,
Okay.
she will direct him to where they need to sell the honey.
Alright, sounds good. So, you'll direct him. What is Windsor doing?
Going with them so I can help unload if need be and whatnot.
Just traveling along. Okay.
Yep.
Then, that being said, you guys all head over into the Hobblefoot Haven, which is the district where it's upper class for the most part. It's not the top of the line, not the top ring, but it is an upper class neighborhood. or district, I should say. But you know that
Petra will
there's
also
a market
Petra will
there,
also-
as well as breweries and things of that nature. So it's likely a good spot to sell.
So, what is the racial makeup of this? Is it mostly halflings, or is it just a mix?
It's mostly halflings, orcs, and I believe I said gnomes. Is that what I wrote down?
that is
yeah.
what you wrote down, but there's
That
also
is.
quite a few humans in this area.
Yeah, there are many of other races, but the majority of it is made up of halflings, gnomes, and orcs.
Well, orcs are half orcs.
Mostly orcs.
No.
Half
Okay.
orcs are generally looked down upon as inferior.
Yep. Well, I want to make sure.
Yep. So it's mostly orcs.
I mean, they're gonna be looked at as inferior anyways. But Petra will hide her necklace, so it's not in just in the collar of her
So now you think of that.
jacket.
Okay. So she tucks in her necklace, and let me write this down real quick. So we have Belle and you, and then we have Toby, Windsor, and Petra going to sell. All right. So, Belle and you find a sort of pitch tent community tucked away behind one of the alleyways there with what appears to be refugees. What would you like to do?
As we approach, I want to tell the kid, keep your eyes open. If you see your parents, point them out. Don't just go running.
Yeah, I was going to
please.
say as well, can you
For
tell
the
us
love of
what your parents look like so that we can also look out for them?
Okay, so you're gonna ask her what the kids look like, or what the kids' parents look like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the kid tries their best to describe their parents. Unfortunately, they have the vernacular of a child.
Yep.
So it basically comes down to things like, they're about this kind of tall, and my mom kind of looks like this, with her nose is kind of, like this, and she holds her fingers up to just imitate like what you would typically do for a nose.
I'm like,
And-
okay. What
What do you call what are your mom and dad called? Mom and dad.
Mom and dad. I would say something like, what is like something you say to your mum and your dad, and it's only you two know.
So she thinks for a minute. She can't really think of anything special to identify her parents.
Okay.
Okay, do you know your parents' names?
She thinks for a minute. And she scratches her head. And it's coming up a blank.
Yeah, that's fine.
Any special words your mom had? No, I didn't.
Yeah, I was like, is
Now
there
what?
any words that you guys use amongst each other, special words that she has?
Oh. Do you,
I'm a
do you
lazy
remember
ass
what,
all the time.
do you remember what the kid's name is?
Not on the top of my head, I didn't write it down. And I just thought, so what's her name again? What's your name again, girl?
What's your name again, girl? Wow, that is so condescending. All right. Yeah, so she kind of stomps her foot, like a kid typically does, and she goes, and she says her name is Lobelia.
Lobelia.
That's right. It
You
reminds
have
me
a
of
last
lobotomy.
name.
Her last name is Shortwick.
So Mr. and Mrs. Shortwick. That's who we're looking for, apparently.
I will just keep shouting, Shortwick! Mr. and Mrs. Shortwick!
Hundreds of heads turn your way.
The whole town turns your direction.
Oh, God.
Hold the kid.
Because all of them are surprised that there is a tiefling demon woman and a what appears to be lizard standing in the middle of a bunch of halflings. They're not very familiar with your race. They've heard of you, but it's
Not a
uncommon in this
goddamn
area.
lizard.
As far as they
You
can
look
tell,
like a lizard.
yeah, as far as they can tell, you are. However,
Is that a lizard folk? Yeah, it looks like it.
However, you manage to catch the attention of everybody, which works in your favor, as you suddenly hear a loud gasp, and then two people come running over. One of them is a middle-aged halfling. She's got long red hair, a little
Damn,
bit
She's 100 years old.
a little bit rough looking, but she comes running over, choked up, and essentially goes to dive bomb hug Lobelia. As Lobelia sees this woman come running towards her, she starts running in the direction of that woman. The person that was with her is obviously choked up as well, but is kind of trying to be, stoic about it. He comes over with a little bit more of a jog than running, but he's clearly very happy to see Lobelia.
I think I love this, right? Is I've shouted, Mrs. and Mrs. Shortwick, and then New's gone, ugh, and then I've just seen her going, she told you it would work. Yeah, there we go, just shouting.
Motherfucking embarrassing me. And
Yeah, what?
we will just go up to them and be like, so I take it this is your daughter.
This is yours.
We found her in Ophelia all by herself.
Opina.
Ophelia?
Oh, Opina, whatever.
Or Pina?
Or Pina.
We found her with Macbeth.
Words.
Or Hamlet.
Words, okay. And I'll basically just fill her into what happened, left a note, etc., etc., etc.
Okay. So, you fill her in, get her all caught up. It's pretty nice of you. She's pretty happy with, the whole story. Both of the parents seem as grateful as can be. They don't have much to give, obviously. They, had to abandon their home and everything and leave a lot of stuff behind. But they are able to give you the little bit that they can afford to, which is 30 gold pieces.
Nice.
Nice.
That being said, you do also happen to get some XP for helping out a little girl that needed it. So
Yeah,
I'm
boy.
just gonna go right.
I don't know that I want to take 30 gold pieces from them.
I would say at most take like 2, put it towards the company.
I will give them back 25 of the gold pieces, take 5 for the company.
Yeah.
Okay, give me just a sec. I'm missing a thing. Hold on. Let me go. Because I need to make sure I give all of you the correct XP. There we go.
Nice.
You did a good deed. You get your XP for it. Good job. Alright, so, that being said, the group that went to the markets or the brewery, which is it?
Brewery.
Went to the brewery. Okay, directly to the source of the mead. You show up to the
Yep.
brewery, and where do you go? The front, the back? What do you do?
Thatcher
Probably
will
go to-
direct him to the front.
Alright, so you
We'd
walk
probably
into
go
the
in
front.
first. Yeah.
They've got a nice, big open area for wagons to pull in, probably for transporting goods. You pull up in there. You park the wagon. Who goes inside?
Probably should be Toby.
Okay, you can go in.
Okay, so
I mean,
Toby
it's
goes
either me
inside.
or Toby. That's your.
Right, Toby goes
right.
inside, and there's a long bar sitting in the front there. Bar stools laid out in front. It's either a sampling bar or, a bar where you can just order
Or bar
your
bar.
drinks yourself. Yeah, or a bar. There appears to
He's a
be
bad bar.
2 bartenders working. One of them is an orc, and one of them is a Goliath.
Okay, so
The
Oh my
female
God.
Goliath.
It is a female Goliath.
Oh, well,
Toby,
Oh!
Toby's
Toby's
getting real
very
said
excited.
mash.
we don't hear from Toby for a while. Okay.
Don't worry, I got this.
Oh my
Well,
God.
seeing the orc, Toby will go back out and say, "There's a half orc here. You should
There's
be
a
fine."
half orc.
It's an orc.
Orc. Sorry, there's an orc here. You should be fine to come in.
No,
Sure.
Okay, sure. Alrighty. He'll go up to them.
somebody wasn't paying attention to the social dynamics we just had a discussion of 5 minutes ago.
It was. You know, it is what it is. Shush. He'll go over to the bar and basically say, "Good evening, sirs," whatever dramatic shit he likes to say. And basically kind of say, like, we put some honey all the way from Talura, and we are wanting to sell it to you guys for you to be able to make some amazing mead.
All right, which bartender did he go up to say that?
The Goliath.
Of course. So he goes up to the Goliath bartender and says that. And she looks down at him from her towering 7'8" height. And
He's like, more to cover.
oh yeah, no, he's very excited by this because he's a pervert.
Yeah.
So the bartender looks down at him, and she nods a bit, and she goes, "Do you know what kind of honey it is?"
The sticky yellow kind?
I mean, it literally just says honey, so I have no idea because I was.
Hopefully, it's not the sticky white kind.
We weren't given a type of honey either, so you can blame the defile for that.
Or also,
Nobody
no one
asked.
Something nobody asked. That is very much Defile's attitude. If you don't ask, you won't get.
That was our fault. We didn't realize Defile was a honey file.
No, I'm nice. There's only 2 kinds of honey to worry about.
Organic and inorganic.
Yeah, exactly. You have your meat honey and your flower honey. No.
I mean, I guess raw and pasteurized. Are those what they pasteurized by?
I just heard someone opening the doors.
It was raw honey, I think, actually.
Yeah, it was. I think they had an excess of raw honey, so I'll just say, look, it's the raw honey kind, so you can do with it what you will. So it could be used also for medicinal purposes as well, if you want.
Alright, so, telling her that it's raw honey, she gets excited. She's obviously glad that it's raw honey. She says, "Oh, that's good. We only use raw honey here.
Okay.
How much of it do you have?"
Well, what he
Like
Toby
16
can do is
barrels.
maybe bring her a sample of it.
Okay, so he's going back out to bring a sample?
Yeah, so look, what I'll do is I'll bring you a sample and then we can talk about numbers and prices.
She asked you how much there was.
43 barrels.
Yeah, it's 43 barrels. What I can do is I can get you a sample and then we can talk money and prices.
She nods a bit and she says, "Oh, okay. Well, bring me what you can then, and we'll see if your honey's good. And if it is, we can definitely work something out."
Cool. Well, come on, you. Come on. Come on. Toby's also actual. Toby here is actual also here. So. So yeah, he'll go back out to bring one of the barrels of honey in and speak to the Goliath.
What? Missing the Goliath?
Well, somebody got excited. Female too.
Female too.
Oh,
The immediate excitement. Oh my god.
Yep. He's missing the female Goliath.
Welcome, Toby.
Alright, Toby's actually here now.
So far, I'm just catching him up very quickly. If
Yep.
that's all right.
Take just a moment. While you catch him up on that, Petra is still hanging out in the barrels, correct? You jumping out or doing anything?
No. Basically, what she did is she moved the barrels from around her to more of the edge of the wagon, so she's just kind of sitting at the back, just against where the driver would be.
Okay, so just hanging out next to the running boards. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. What's Windsor doing while they're
Just waiting with the wagon.
waiting with the wagon? Make sure nobody steals your honey.
Yep.
Your precious liquid gold. Okay. Let's see. New and Belle have just finished dropping off Lobelia with her parents. What are you going to do?
I guess try and find where the mark is.
Having done that, New's going to like shout, since they're kind of in the middle of like where all the refugees are, and just be like, "Can I get everyone's attention, please?"
Oh my god, not this again.
What? They need to go home. I don't want them sitting here like homeless or whatever. They have houses they
I
can
am
go
the
back
Avatar.
to. Fuck's sake.
Okay, so you stand in a nice central location and you shout, "Can I have your attention, please?" And a lot of really confused people look up from what they're doing.
New will just, shout out, "We know you've all come here because there was news of the undead army. The undead army has been destroyed. Please feel free to return to your homes. It is safe."
All right, persuasion check.
Everybody returns home. Oh, we forgot there was a second army.
All right, so you say that, and you hear a few murmurs among the crowds, and then one random voice calls out from the back, and all you hear is, "Who are you then?"
What I'll do is I'll help out, and I will, because I remember I packed up a jar of the ashes of the undead lich, and I'll basically add on to that. Like, here is the jar.
I got a jar of ashes. I've got a jar of ashes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And basically just say, like, this is the ashes of one of the undead liches who killed their army. We are a party of adventurers who went to Accarice to help them, and as many other adventurers also helped out.
All right, so you guys managed to convince these people that you are actually not just insane or trying to trick them.
Yay, for the
and
first
you see
time.
a few of them start to pack up, but a few others are rather hesitant, but they seem to have relaxed quite a bit more. They don't seem as on edge, now knowing that they can go home at any time now.
All right.
Is Toby all caught up?
Guess we
Yes.
should go find where they would sell honey at. Find the rest
All
of
right,
the party.
so where are Belle and you going to look for where they would sell honey at?
We're still outside the gate, right?
You are.
I would assume there's some kind of guards or something going through the gate.
Correct.
Ask one of them where.
Okay. So you go up to one of the guards. You ask them what specifically.
You want to take this one, Bella?
Bella
not.
is dead.
Sorry, no, I was talking to Toby because he wanted to know more information, so that's what I was just trying to explain to him.
What kind of shoes is the Goliath wearing?
Yeah, so we'll basically go, look, we were with our party of just a wagon. We're trying to find the closest, like, bar or marketplace. What would be the best places to look? Well, actually, but yeah, I'll say, where's the best place to buy alcohol or sell honey for alcohol?
All right. They tell you that there are multiple breweries and multiple taverns in town. They point you to the nearest tavern, saying that it's a great place to get yourself a pint.
Cool. I guess we'll just have to. Well, do you know where the wagon went? The big old wagon that went past here?
He thinks for a moment, and then he
I know you're in a
Says-
town of refugees coming in, but
Yeah,
this one
he-
specific wagon.
Yeah, he thinks for a moment, and then he looks at you, and he's like, "Are you serious? There, wagons have been coming in and out all day. I don't keep track of each individual wagon. I make sure that they're not smuggling anything into the city, but that's about it.
They're bad at their job then.
No, you guys rolled a nat 20.
2 nat 20s in a row.
Which you guys should be glad of, because you guys went to the most difficult gate to get through, actually.
Do we have a choice?
Yes.
Yeah, there was a more southern gate, but Petra doesn't care.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
guys
somebody didn't tell us about the easier gates.
if you guys had gone down along here, let me grab the drawing tools real quick. If you guys had gone down here like this, then you could have gone into the southern gate there. And that gate actually had a much lower DC to get into. Because the gate that you went through is actually the gate into where Petra used to be a guard at. She mostly worked in that district. So many of the guards there are familiar with her, and it would have been a lot harder for them to not know it was her.
It's okay. Neve's got a
But
silver
it's
tongue.
too late for that
apparently.
now. Yeah. So they don't know where the wagon went. What are you guys gonna do? Belle and you.
Find the nearest bar. Go to the bar that he suggested.
Okay. So you head off to the bar that he suggested, and there's not a single wagon outside of that tavern.
I looked at him and go, do you have any other way of figuring it out? Do you want to maybe use your imp to try and find our wagon?
I mean, what's the imp gonna do?
Fly, see the. see the
He's
wagon,
going to walk. She's
back,
not going to have to. So
Let us know.
Things probably blind as a bat. Sure. Neve will, pop her imp out and, instruct it to go invisible because don't want to scare these people. And, fly up as high as it can and around the city some to see if it can spot any of the others / our wagon.
I mean, unless you have a better idea, at this point, we're just running blind.
Did I mention there's a mages guild here?
Alright, so the imp goes up. I need a perception check for the imp.
Does that mean I need to summon it, or can I get to its thing?
So if you go into the actors list, under familiars, find imp.
Oh, that's a thing. Perception. But my boy's doing good.
Alright, so your imp flies up into the air, doesn't really see anything, starts going higher and doing a bigger and bigger circle, until eventually he notices that Windsor is standing outside of a meadery in the Hobblefoot Haven. He flies back and he relays that information to you, that he knows where Windsor is.
Good enough for me. Let's go there.
Alright. So you guys head in that direction, Imp kind of leading the way. Now, back to the other group. Toby, you all caught up?
Yes.
Alright, so what's Toby doing?
So at the moment we're haggling with a Goliath female, over this honey. Sorry.
Correct.
Sliding the
where,
Goliath number.
where you came in, Toby was just going out to get a sample of the honey to bring back in as a try this honey, and then we'll haggle over price.
Sounds fair. Yep. So yeah, I would have brought back in the jar of the honey then, and obviously gone. There you go.
Alright, so you go out, you crack open a barrel of honey, you get yourself a jar full. Where do you get a jar from?
Like, you don't think I've got any jars on me?
I don't know. Do you? Let me check your inventory.
I mean, I've got numerous tools and things, so I dare say I would have had a jar or a pot or something like that to hold.
You,
Honey.
I will definitely say you have cooking utensils. So if you wanted to use like a pot or something
Yeah,
as a makeshift jar,
yeah.
100%. Toby just stuffed his hand in the honey and took it out so that he could go get the Goliath to lick his hand.
Nasty.
I
Oh
believe
my
that.
God.
That sounds like something he would do. But yeah, so
No, that's later. That's what we use the whole barrel for.
all right, so you use one of your ladles, you dip it in there, get a nice big scoop, pour that into one of your smaller cooking pots, and you carry that back inside to the Goliath bartender. And what do you say?
Hope that's as sweet as you are.
Like I say, saying, what do you think?
All right, and I'm guessing you hand it over at that point.
Yeah, I'll hand it to her and I'll be like, what do you think?
All right, so she takes it and she goes, "Well, I don't know, but give me a minute." And she takes the pot and she goes into the back. She's gone for a few minutes. So while she's gone, let's see. We have Belle and you are walking to meet up with everybody. Petra's hiding. Windsor is still hanging out outside. Windsor will
Also hiding.
see Petra and... sorry, not Petra. We'll see New and Belle as they're approaching. And they will also see him.
Wave, give a whistle.
Bella's looking very, very smug.
I mean, if you're hiding someone, you don't want to look smug.
No, I'm smug because what happened earlier, not because I'm hiding someone.
Mm.
She's smug
I'm
because
the
she was
Avatar.
right.
Yeah! I might have
Doesn't happen.
embarrassed new, and that's a little bit of a silver lining.
That's right. Doesn't happen often, so you gotta give her. What?
Shut up!
Alright. So you guys show up. You see Windsor outside. Bellona's walking up looking smug as can be. A little extra pep in her and stuff. She's happy to be right for once in her life.
Fuck off!
To be fair, she was also right about blocking the tavern door. Her and you. Alright. But you guys show up. It takes about 20 minutes or so. The Goliath bartender comes back out from the back. She returns the pot to Toby, and she tells him that the chefs, the brewers in the back, really enjoyed the honey. They said it's perfect for what they need, and that they're willing to offer a very competitive price of 6 gold per barrel.
What did we pay per barrel?
I'm trying to remember.
Paid 4,
We paid 4 gold per barrel, didn't we?
which is
We had
half of the
43
usual
barrels.
price.
Yeah. They're paying competitive 6. Oof.
258 gold.
Their
go.
current offer is 6, which is 2 gold lower than typical market value.
Okay. I'm gonna ask for. I said, "Oh, I know we did have to come a long way to bring it here. Took us about a mile to go. Could I try 8 gold a barrel?"
Okay. Persuasion check.
I gotcha.
All right, Beck's already dealt with all of your ones. Please roll high.
It's not
God
me
damn it.
anymore, baby! It's not me anymore!
Okay. So because this is the first time doing actual selling of merchandise, the way that I plan to do the DC is essentially the difference between their offer and your offer determines the DC. In this case, because you only went up to 8, you see that the Goliath bartender thinks for a moment. And then she gives you just holds her finger up for 1 second. She goes into the back. She's only gone for a couple minutes. Then she comes back out, and she's holding her hand out, and she says, "Deal."
Brilliant. I'll shake her hand.
Okay. In that case, she asks you, how many barrels do you have, and how many are you selling?
43.
That's
All of it.
a nice strong grip you got there first.
Here we go.
All right, New's gonna
Hey.
send her invisible imp in to go sting Toby.
The Goliath bartender will actually blush, because strength is obviously a very good thing in Goliath culture, and a strong woman is considered to be a beautiful woman.
I know.
He's like, I'll try to speak.
Of course.
Alright, so you're selling how many barrels?
All
All
of
the
it.
barrels we got, which is 42?
43.
43, sorry. 43. Yeah.
Alright.
43 barrels.
At 8 gold apiece?
Yep.
That's 344 gold.
Yay!
So,
Are you happy with that?
Good
Is
shit. We just made some money for the company.
yeah. Congratulations, you also made your first big sale. Which means you guys get company experience. Good job.
Yay!
Yeah, so you made your big sale. Let me write that
Here.
down real quick.
I'll add the money to the company.
Also asked what time she gets off.
That's oh my god.
Give me a just a straight charisma check.
Don't promote it.
Hey, I'm following my king.
I create the world. What you guys do in it is not my fault.
By the way, I'll go up to
Oh, so close to that 20.
She laughs. She's very flattered. But she has a boyfriend.
I will just say as well that we got 30 gold from the person, and so I'll just
We
shout
got five.
We
We
got
got
5
5
gold.
5 gold.
Yeah.
we only got 5 gold.
They were poor. You wanted me to take 30 gold from poor
30.
people?
I wasn't asking for 30. Jeez.
Yes, but it's the generous thing to do.
Okay, so we made, how much was that? 300? 300 more?
Alright, I already added it.
344.
Cool, that's all right.
Did you add the 5 for that New had?
I did not. Now it is.
Yeah, because she would give that to whoever to put in the company's money.
I'm taking 2 gold out of that, and then you put 3 in there.
Nah,
Okay,
you just already
Jesus.
gave it to fucking Petra or whoever.
It's actually Toby. So I'll go to Toby and say, I'd like my 2 gold, please. I work hard for this.
Okay. There
Thank
you.
you.
I didn't see you out of the
Wow.
corner.
You worked hard. Petra did most of the work.
Thank you.
All right, so that was 42 barrels sold. Let me add that.
43.
My mistake. 43. All right, 43 barrels. It counts as an individual sale, though. So that puts you up to 27 merchant experience. You guys are well on your way to being apprentice merchants. Good job.
Woo!
Alright, so you sold your first batch. Toby got turned down flat. What are you guys gonna do now?
We go home.
Uh,
Enough to do here.
Petra.
That becomes
said
back at the
that-
bar a little bit dejected and gone, I'm gonna go get drunk.
New's
I'm gonna go
gonna
get
New's
drunk at a
gonna
different bar.
You do that, buddy. Petra's gonna just kind of scoot out of the wagon and just start walking in the direction of her parents' house.
Are we not like hiding you, or okay, cool? I'll just follow her. Just
Not most people that know me are in the other area. Plus, I look completely different. I
walk up.
have a new haircut. I have new clothes. Last time anybody saw me, I was just a
All right, stealth
I
check
had
from
like this
Petra
big old hair. Yay!
with advantage because you do look different. You've changed your
What
clothes,
the-
your hairstyle, and everything.
That's three.
Double ones.
What?
Wow, you rolled a 1, got lucky, and rolled another 1. Oh!
Fucking hell.
And
Anyway,
I actually saved that clip specifically for your double 1s. Ooh, it's rough. Okay. Thankfully, your third roll is the 18. So that was almost
Jesus.
bad. Yeah. So Petra's able to walk around pretty freely whenever she sees somebody or is in an area that she knows she's likely to be recognized more easily. She's able to dodge the guards. She knows the routes. She worked here for a long time, basically her whole life. So she's very familiar with the patrol routes and things like that. Easily dodges everybody.
Knew he was gonna follow
Where's
her,
she
too.
going?
you go into her parents' house.
Just straight to the parents' house?
Yeah.
Windsor, do you want to follow
like
with
right
them
here,
and I'll
right?
stay here with the wagon?
I was gonna say, are we just gonna leave the wagon here? Or, like Toby said, or
Well, let's say I don't mind staying here with the wagon.
Right
if you
here.
Like
take
right
it
here.
that way.
Okay, yeah.
I'll,
So you're gonna
I'll stay
head
here.
that way.
okay,
Right,
yeah, I'll
hold
go.
on,
With
hold
them.
on. What are you saying, Toby?
I'm saying I'll stay here with the wagon. Since it's a relatively safe-ish place to stay, and we know where it is.
Okay. So you stay with the
Cool.
wagon.
Yeah, those guys will all go with Petra, I'm guessing.
All right. Windsor, are you staying with the wagon or going with Petra?
Go with Petra.
Okay. Belle already said she's going with Petra. New, are you going with Petra?
Yep.
Right. So you
That's
guys
not gonna
walk
draw
off.
attention to Petra. Jesus.
Well, considering you're walking with a devil woman and a lizard, yep. So,
Devil, how dare you?
Well,
hey,
we'll just say
I'm not
that
the one that made them
the
racist.
we'll
Wait.
just say that they don't see a necklace on her, so they don't
Exactly.
recognize her at all.
Yep, that's pretty much it. You don't look anything like the Petra that they know, so you're pretty easy to dodge.
He's in
everybody's
fancy
attention.
merchant clothes, so
Pretty much, yeah.
and everybody who knew Petra knows she's too dumb to be a merchant. Except,
Yeah.
you know, apparently she's
Especially one that can afford nice clothes.
not.
That being said, you know exactly where your parents live. You walk right up to the property. What do? You knock or just walk right in?
Petra will look at the rest of the group. Just wander off that way, and she'll just kind of wave towards the field of Ruscara,
Okay.
and then she'll walk in to the house.
Alright, so you just walk right in. House appears empty. What do?
Petra will search around.
Alright, what
See
are
if
you
anybody's
searching
home.
for?
Searching for any signs of the parents being there, or whether they got ready to go to work or currently getting ready.
Alright, so you look around the property, try to see if there's anything that makes sense for why they wouldn't be home. Then it kind of dawns on you that, oh yeah, it's 4th day, which means it's essentially the middle of the week. They're probably working at this time of day. Now you happen to
Okay.
know that your mother works right outside one of the main guard barracks, training Ruscara here.
You or me?
You.
You.
Okay, I heard
Why would
you
we
for
do?
some reason. Well,
No, I said
Petra will
you.
find a piece of paper and a pen and just write down, "Hi, I'm here. If I don't find you, you'll probably find this."
Okay,
And then
so
she'll
you write
just
yourself
put-
a note.
And she'll just put it on the She'll put it on one of her father's weapons off to the side of the door.
All right, that makes sense. And
And
then
she'll
where does she
walk out
go?
to go. Yeah, she'll walk out to go see if her mother's training Riskara.
All right. So, you walk off, headed in the direction of where you know Raskara are trained. Only a few minutes down the road. Your parents live next to where your mother works because your mother wins the arguments most times.
She's the smart one.
She's the smart one. So, you very quickly make it to the Raskara training grounds. However, your mother works there, and you've spent a lot of time there. So many of the people in that area will recognize Petra if you are not careful. So do you?
He's
What
gonna
do you
follow,
do?
but
Do you just
stay
walk
like
up,
a good distance
or-
back.
Petra will.
Can I offer a suggestion?
Hmm.
Do we not maybe want me or like me to maybe go in and talk to her? Then you?
Uh,
New are you? New are you? New are you? New are you?
shut up. Petra will look between the two of them and look at Bellona and be like, "You should find my mother in the northern field. She will be training Riskara. You just say Miss Boulder Woods or something to get her attention, and then pull her off to the side. Make sure nobody else can hear you when you say I'm here. Don't say my name out loud. They'll probably arrest you if they think you're with me."
Oh, that's not me with a good time.
All
Oh my
right, calm
God.
down.
This is a town of barbarians. You do not want to start a fight.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna actually start a fight. I'm weak. Please remember that.
That's why I'm saying, do not
She's
start a
weak
fight.
and she knows it.
I'll just go invisible and run the fuck out of there if I have to.
Yes.
See you
Minutes
later.
later, Bella goes running by. What happened? I started a fight.
See you
will
guys,
then-
bye!
Petra will then find like an alley somewhere like here or something between some buildings
Before
and
she
just kind of
goes, I'm just gonna
sit
say,
and chill.
what would get your mum to like leave the training so that I don't want to just say, oh, by the way, I need to talk to you. Like, what would make her leave her training situation and her work?
just say there's a bit of an emergency.
Okay. Emergency. Okay. Okay, cool. Alrighty.
And then bring her over this way.
Okay. I'll do my best. Thumbs
Oh.
up.
And her name is Tara.
Tara.
Kind of firma.
Cool. Alrighty, let's go. I can do this.
Right, so you go to the field?
Yep.
Correct?
Yes.
Right. So you walk up to the field. You see that there are several people working in the field. You see that a few of them appear to be working with Raskara in one way or another. What do you do?
I'll just like shout her name, like Tara Boulderwood.
Okay. So you shout out, and you see that this halfling woman stands up because you see the head just barely poke over the back of a Raskara, and then you see the top of that head move towards the back of the Raskara, and she peeks around. And what you see is just a halfling woman. She's got kind of a lightish brown hair. Looks like it may have been slightly washed out from all the time spent in the sun. So it's lighter on the top than towards the bottom. And she's got what appears to be some sort of black leather, looks like riding attire. And a very similar necklace to Petra's is hanging around her neck. Different teeth, obviously, on it than what Petra had. but it's generally the same kind of necklace. But she pokes around the side. She looks you over. You see her kind of quirk an eyebrow. She's not sure who you are. But she calls back to you, and you can tell she's quite eloquent in her speech, very articulate. But she calls back to you, and she says, "Is there something I can do for you?"
Yeah, I'm sorry, I wouldn't normally do this, but there's been, I think, an emergency at your house. If you could come with me, or at least if I could talk to you from closer, if that's all right.
Right? Deception check.
Okay, let's do this.
And we haven't flipped your coin today, have we?
No, we've not.
All right, let's see. Are you Belle or are you Amaranth right now?
Pretty
Flip your
much that's what
coin.
I'm thinking.
We can do just a R slash or a slash R space 1D2, and then we can just say that a 1 is Belle, a 2 is Amaranth.
Okie dokie, 1 second.
Cause yay, split personalities in D&D.
Had to send the awkward. I'm not looking for anything to turn myself into a lich or anything. One to
All
go
right,
talk
so
to
you
the-
have proficiency in deception, right? No, it's intimidation.
Intimidation or persuasion is the one I have.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So deception. But now we know for the rest of the day. What is your deception? Make your roll. Oh no, you did 11,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So with an 11, she scoots out from behind the Roscara, puts her hands on her hips, cocks her head to the side, and says, "Excuse me, but how have you not lied to me today?"
Okay, then I'll rub my eyes and I'll go, look, I really do need to talk to you though. That is me being sincere.
She'll mull it over for a moment, and then she'll walk the Roscara over that she was working with, pull it over to one side, set it up in a pen, give it a little bit of food, takes a couple minutes, but then she looks you over once more, and you can see she's being quite judgmental. She's not happy that you tried to lie to her the very moment you met her. But she walks on over. She stops on the other side of the fence. She's a rather short woman, being a halfling, but somehow looking up at you, you just feel like this is a rather intimidating little short person. But she looks up at you, puts her hands back on her hips, and she goes, "Okay, what did you need to talk about?"
I'll say to her, look, I didn't want to lie. I was told to lie. And then I'll whisper this part. I'm friends with Petra. She's here.
Okay, persuasion check. And
Okay.
no proficiency bonus, because you are Belle today.
Okay, it's fine. Oh, God. Jesus, I'm running so therapy.
Alright. She'll hear what you whisper, and she'll pull her head back and kind of look you over once more. She can tell that you're telling the truth, so she kind of nods for a minute, and she goes, "Yeah, that sounds like the troublemaker. What does she want?"
I'll look around again and be like, she wants you guys out? She's had a bit of a revelation. It might be better for you to talk to her than it is to me, to be honest. I'm just the messenger.
She just kind of lets out an exasperated sigh and starts walking away. Not back towards the field, but just starts walking towards her own home.
She's not there, she's at the alley. I mean, we have to go to the alley.
She'll turn back around and look at you, look at the home, and then go, "Well, why didn't you say so? Let's go."
Jesus, I've never been so intimidated by a small woman.
That's Petra's mom for you.
Yeah, she's not somebody to be messed with. Alright, so you lead her back. You get to the alley where Petra is. She sees Petra, and she gives Petra a very stern look.
Petra
ahead.
will give a bit of a nervous wave. She knows she's not supposed to be here.
Yep, and her mom immediately calls her on that with a, what are you doing in the city walls?
I need you and Dad to get out of here.
She kind of
And
just
she'll just kind of
laughs and
scratch her
crosses-
neck.
Go ahead.
She'll just kind of scratch her neck.
Okay, so it's like a nervous itching at her neck.
Yep.
So Tara will kind of almost scoffing laugh, cross her arms and lean back a bit, and she goes, "Is this another one of your crazy adventures?"
No, this isn't. And she'll just like get immediately serious.
Okay. So the change of tone and your mother knowing you very well realizes that something is really up. And she uncrosses her arms and she walks over and she goes, "All right. What is it, love? What's going on? The whole truth this time?"
Yes, let's go to your house so we can talk a bit more in private.
All right. So you guys walk back to the house. Now,
She'll have
Toby is up by the wagon. Did he go back into the bar to get drunk?
No, he's gonna stay outside by the wagon. He's gonna wait for them lot to come back. But whilst he's waiting for them not to come back, he'll kind of look over at some of the stalls, see if there's anything interesting that grabs his eye.
All right. So is there anything in particular he's looking for, or just seeing what they've got?
Any sort of food, spices, anything like that that's kind of unique that sort of spring out at him.
All right. So you start looking around, seeing if they have any sort of ingredients or anything nice like that. Hold on a second.
There should be a lot of food.
Yeah,
Oh, there's
anything
plenty of food.
unique to the area.
Yeah, you notice that many of the market stalls in this area, instead of selling goods, it's almost essentially just one giant place of food trucks, essentially. It's all tents that are mostly just food. There's a few shops, but most of it's just food. A lot of it is foods that you've never heard of, but of course Petra would be very familiar with them.
Yep.
Some of the foods you will have recognized from the restaurant that you went to in Torlura that was that's owned by somebody native to Borgo.
Cool. I'll probably go down the food stands and ask to sample some of their wares. Just tell them I'm a traveling chef by trade and just looking at interested in some new recipes and such like.
Okay. So give me a persuasion check and we'll just kind of let that go for each of the different stands. Not gonna make you do one for every stand. That'd be insane.
Yeah, there's a lot of stands with food.
Yeah, so it's a pretty friendly area. Borgo in general has a lot of camaraderie. It's a very welcoming place. So many of the stalls are willing to share their foods with you. A lot of them are just foods that are slightly different than what you're used to. Things like instead of, certain berries in muffins and things like that, they use other ingredients or, things that are slightly sweeter than you're used to. Many differences to the typical cuisine, but at the same time, it's not anything too far-fetched. As far as ingredients, you do find that there are a few ingredients that are for sale at one of the nearby areas. So the first thing that you notice is there seems to be a surplus of carrots. They're actually super cheap right now.
Oh my god. Here we go.
However, it's not a bulk quantity of carrots. It is, it is essentially a farmer's market type stand. At most, you could get, you could probably get, I would say, 8 bushels of carrots before they run out of good carrots.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
Other than the carrots, they do also have some celery and some chestnut mushrooms. Other than that, it's just your typical apples and things of that nature.
Fair. Is there any sort of meat around here that would be reminiscent for Petra? So I could like potentially cook her something that would remind her of home.
So you ask that at a couple of the stalls. They don't sell meat at the stalls. Usually the meat's sold specifically at the butcher. The butcher would be in Half Pint Hollow is where you would want to look for a butcher. The markets themselves generally shy away from having meats in the market ever since the Great Sickness of 1327, where one piece of meat got tainted, and because it sat in the sun all day, a lot of people got sick. So markets are no longer allowed to carry meat in Borgo.
Cool. What I'll do then is I'll get some of their sweet dessert recipes because I can probably make quite a few of them with the ingredients that I have, and then obviously learn their recipes and what they do slightly different. So that way I can make a few for Petra.
All right. So you're gonna try and learn a few recipes, and then what was the first thing you said?
Basically try and make the sweet recipes because obviously you said they make a lot of sweet recipes here. So it's like dessert sort of things that would be good for Petra to eat and things like that.
Yes. So let me pull up the list of recipes real quick. I had it up and then I accidentally closed it when I went to change to that tab. Where is it?
So desserts would be at the bottom page of that one because I haven't made any more desserts here for you.
Yeah. No, I just accidentally closed it. I had it open just for you. Yeah, so you learn how to make coffee fudge cake.
Ooh.
That is the one that really stuck out to you. You also notice that they sell this light, sort of sticky pastry that's dripping in honey, which is perfect timing because you just brought a bunch of honey here. Turns out that they make a lot of baklava in Borgo.
Fair enough. Then I will look at possibly getting some nuts and some coffee for ingredients.
So, they do have coffee here. It's not on sale or anything, but they do have it. It's native to the area, so it's a fair price. Each personal usable unit of coffee is 8 silver pieces at this market.
Okay,
so each serving of coffee is 8 silver pieces.
Yeah.
As for the mixed nuts, they're not necessarily the cheapest ingredient around. They are actually 8 gold for 3 servings.
Got it. Okay, cool. I'll probably just go for the coffee for now. If I get, let's see, if I go 8 gold, so that'll be 80 servings.
8 gold worth of coffee?
Yeah.
That's 10
80.
servings.
Wait, didn't you say it's 8 silver?
Oh, you said 80 gold?
No, not 80 gold. You said it was 8 silver per serving, yes?
Yes, 8 gold per serving.
Yeah, so if I'm doing it by... So 10... So, no. So the 10 times 8 is 80, which should be 8 gold. So yeah, so that's 10 servings. So we got 5 of us, that'll be 2 cakes. Yeah, that'll be fine.
Okay, so how much are you buying?
Just 8 gold's worth, so it should be 10 servings.
Okay. Right, wrote that down. Alright, so you managed to get that. Also, you enjoyed what you ate. Most of it was really good stuff.
Cool.
Windsor, are you just hanging out by the wagon still?
No, I was with the group.
Oh, that's right. You were with the group. Toby was with the wagon. Okay. So, Windsor, during all of this, with Bellona going to get Tara, what is Windsor doing?
Making sure New doesn't get in trouble. And, nobody find.
What the
Well, then
fuck
we
is with everybody and shitting on you today? God damn.
I'm the
me.
avatar.
It's usually me that happens to.
It's Newsday to get picked on, is all it is.
Yeah, yesterday was Monday. Now it's Newsday.
Ugh, go away.
All right.
Zero
So that
six.
being said,
Winstar goes away. Well,
All
wait.
right.
Well, we all watched Petra and. Oh, they went into the alley, not to the house. Yeah, so just sticking with New.
okay. In that case, we are gonna take a quick break. It's 6 o'clock for me, at least. So perfect time to take a break. We're at a good stopping point for the moment. So go ahead and take about 10 minutes, and then we will come back and finish off the session.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, that was a good break. Really needed that. Alright, so that being said, we are checking in with New now. What is New up to?
She would have basically just, kind of kept her distance from Petra while still keeping an eye on what's going on, and then followed.
Okay. Basically, the star of the show right now is Petra. Makes sense. It's her character arc, right?
Yeah.
Alright. So, what is Petra up to? Talking to your mom? You
Brought her to the
exposition dump
house.
everything?
Yeah, she'll exposition dump basically a little bit about her journey with her new friends, some people she met along the way, some people who left or she hasn't seen for a while, and then she'll get to the chase and be like, and just kind of tell Tara about what happened, what actually happened with Conric, and like.
Mm-hmm.
Tears will start forming in her eyes because it's still, pretty emotional for her. And she'll just be like, he wronged me. He wronged everyone. And the guard captain and all of them blamed me for it.
Yeah. Pretty terrible shit that happened to Petra so far. Hopefully her life improves, right? But yeah, so you exposition dump all of that, and Tara listens intently and heavily considers the implications of everything that's been said. And then when Petra is clearly done talking, she takes a moment to think to herself, and then she asks Petra, okay, and what do you want to do about it?
Well, we still have to deal with a lot of things before, but I do eventually want to meet with the elders and the guard captain and tell them what they did to me was wrong, just for closure. But right now is not the time for it. I just want to get you guys and leave.
Okay.
We got a good property. We got a good place for you to stay. I've already got a room for you and Dad. Yeah. But eventually we'll want to get closure.
She nods for a moment. Give me a persuasion check. 12. Okay. So she considers what you say, but she doesn't seem particularly convinced. So after you explain that your plan is essentially to get them out of here and to later talk to the elders, she kind of holds up a hand as like a telling you to pause, and she says, "Okay, I get that this terrible thing has happened, but why do we need to leave? This is our home. This has always been our home."
And Petra will look at her. Me and my friends just got done fighting an undead army and a lich. You're not safe. I just want to make sure you and Dad are safe.
All right, one more
Like,
persuasion check. All right, and what were you gonna say?
what I was gonna say is that she's as she's kind of like when she's talking to her mother, she'll like look her in the eyes because she's been mostly kind of looking at her hands, and fidgeting around, and then after she's done speaking, she'll look back at her hands.
She'll consider everything that you've said, nod a little bit, and she goes, "Well, your father's gonna be a handful to deal with, but don't worry, I'll talk to him."
Okay.
And with that, she gets up and she walks out the door, kind of gritting her teeth and squaring her shoulders. It's clear she's about to go put your father in his place. She's about to no-nonsense your father. It doesn't take long. She shows back up, your father in tow. He's very clearly terrified of his wife in the best kind of way. He basically walks in and says, "So we're moving, huh?" And just starts packing. Doesn't argue, doesn't give any lip, just starts packing. The wife has spoken. That being said, she also starts packing her stuff, and then she stops and she thinks for a moment, and she realizes that if she goes with you, she doesn't really have a job. And the only thing that she's ever been good at is caring for animals.
Oh,
So she turns to Petra and she goes, and she mentions this about she doesn't know how she's going to support herself once they get up there. Because it's all well and good that Petra wants to give them a place to stay and, food in their bellies, but she's not going to mooch off of her child just yet. She ain't old and she ain't decrepit. She has her
shame.
I
pride.
mean, she could mooch off her kid if she wanted.
She could, but she has her pride.
Yep. Petra will just kind of mention that there not a guard ship, but there is like a in Tellura, and they probably need some horses trained, or you could even mention that Raskar are pretty good for the same kind of thing, and potentially even get Raskara into their programs or something.
She obviously is considering those words as she continues her packing. It doesn't take long. They generally live fairly humbly. Their job pays well enough for them to live comfortably, but not enough for them to have a ton of stuff. So it doesn't take them too long to pack up the majority of their belongings. They're obviously not packing any furniture or anything. There's just simply no room for it. But they manage to pack up what they can. They then turn to Petra and they go, where are we putting our stuff? Because you kind of came here on foot.
No, we didn't actually. She gets a little excited. We have a wagon. And then she'll just kind of point in the general direction of the wagon. And then And then she'll walk out to the rest of the group. Can someone really quickly go get Toby and get him to bring the wagon here?
Windsor, go get it.
Alright, so Windsor runs off to go get the wagon then?
Yep.
By himself or anybody else going?
No, I
Belle,
want to find
you?
something else. I want to find something else before we leave because I'm like, look, this will be my last, probably my last time I ever go to Borgo. Is there anything interesting here? Magic stuff, you know?
There's the Mages Guild in Petra will pipe up. There's the Mages Guild in the Pipeweed Plaza, I think. No, wait.
No, that's not where it's at. You
I'm
designed
dumb.
this town. Where's it at?
Don't fuck this up.
You named the fucking districts. Shut up.
Yeah, but you created the rings.
Yep. If you go, where is it? There's so many purple buildings. Why?
It's in the Hobblefoot Haven.
It's in the Hobblefoot Haven. Hold on, let me fucking open my document then. Christ on a fucking stick. Bitch ass fucking. Where is it? There it is.
I think it's this one over here.
Shh.
That's the one with the sign on it.
There's pings everywhere.
What are we looking for?
I
It's in the. Did I mention a specific place?
You did not. You just said that they're in this section. So I
Okay,
designed
well, you know what? I see two purple buildings. I'm gonna go with the one on the west, which is this one.
it. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And
Right.
Petra will point her in that direction. Give her very precise directions.
I'm writing it down.
New's gonna go with Bella.
Right. So the two of you are going to the Mages Guild. Windsor goes to get the wagon. Windsor shows up in front of Toby. What you do?
I found coffee.
I was waiting for you to say that all cracked out like I found coffee.
All I can imagine is the fucking coffee patch lady from Meet the Robinsons.
Oh god. Just twitching and jittery as hell.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Let's see my back there. Okay.
Yeah, Windsor, what do you say to
How's
Toby?
Petra doing?
Petra got scolded.
Windsor?
Yeah. So get back to the wagon and tell Toby that Petra fell in the well and we need to go. No.
Like, if
Fine.
she's still in the well, I'm not going to get her out.
Petra can get herself out, thank you very much.
Find Toby and then get on one of the horses and lead him to the house.
Okie dokie. I'll follow along with the wagon. With the
Alright.
teachings of Petra.
So you guys head back.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, there was a weird noise. So you guys head back towards Petra's parents' house. Belle and New go to the rather small Mages Guild. You walk inside.
It's bigger on the
There's
inside.
yeah, it's smaller on the inside. What the hell? No.
It's all halfling mages, so you know.
Yeah, you go inside, and there is a very dusty bookshelf off to one side, a rather dusty counter. It doesn't look like a very popular building in town. But there seems to be at least 3 people in the building. There's the one behind the desk, who's going over what appears to be some sort of administrative paperwork. And then you have 2 people that are just seem to be doing their own thing.
Wow, this is really small.
It is a barbarian city.
Yep.
I'm just gonna walk to where the books are.
All right.
I'm gonna go up to the person that looks like they're administrative shenanigans.
All right. So, Bella goes up to the bookshelf. You pretty quickly identify that most of the books there are like elementary level magic.
Ugh, boring.
You find one magic by halflings, the long and short of it.
Exactly. You find one book that you haven't seen before. It's The Magic of Blowing Special Pipe Rings.
The magic of blowing what?
Special pipe rings.
What the fuck is that?
All right, so you pick it up, you crack it open, and it teaches you how to blow smoke into fancy shapes. Like ships and
Ooh.
dragons and things.
Nah, I mean that might be good for some.
It's essentially a trick on how to do, or a book on how to do party tricks with smoke.
Prestidigitation.
Author G. Dolph.
Exactly. Yep.
I had to reread my notes. It's supposed to be yellow building. Whatever.
Oh, this is it. She's actually in the party store.
Cool. I'll
Right.
just read through it to see if I can practice doing the party tricks pretty much, and then that's really what she'll do. And then just put the book when she kind of gets it, she'll just put the book away.
All right. So you can now use performance to make fancy looking smoke shapes. Congratulations.
There's also an armorers guild. It's this like super square building here.
Cool. And then I'll just go back to Nia and be like, "There's really nothing here. I'm not gonna lie to you, buddy."
All right. And you went up to the counter to talk to the administrative person. What do you say to her?
I'm going to present my, Mages Guild ID card thing, whatever the fuck they gave me,
Mhm.
and just ask if they have like a restricted section that I can peruse through.
The person behind the counter is going to look up, look at the guild ID, look at you, and go, "A what?"
An area of books, tomes, and other forms of knowledge that is otherwise
Oh,
restricted
the books
to
are
the
right over
general
there.
public.
And she just points at the bookshelf.
You can just see, a devil woman, as you like to say, trying to practice making a bunny with it. No, that's not fucking working. Shit.
Is there a restricted section? Yes, but you must be this short to enter it.
It's the bottom shelf. Good luck.
All right, not a whole bunch going on here. I guess you will check out the shelf just to see if there's anything interesting.
All right. So
Like
you
Don't expect.
look around the bookshelf, see if you can find anything of note. You do find a book that has a reference to a great battle that happened in this area before Borgo was here, where some of the halflings in the area teamed up with some of the local forest spirits to take down an evil wizard's tower.
Oh? Does it tell the location of this tower?
It does not. It seems to be a work of fiction.
Son of a bitch.
You got a proper hopeful there.
Seems to be written by somebody named R.R.J. Tobin.
Oh, sure, that reference she gets.
All right. Well, this was enlightening, wouldn't you say, Belle?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of a piece of shit here.
I was being sarcastic.
And I'm being truthful.
And I'm giggling.
Careful if, Bella cannot blow smoke up here.
That's true, yeah. There's the proficiency in the deception. She can blow smoke up your bum. Alright, so are you guys leaving or checking it out some more?
Is there anything else of note in this small building besides this bookshelf?
Not particularly. I need a perception
Well,
check from
I
both of
mean-
you.
Hey, it's not crap.
New notices that there's something weird about the bookshelf.
Weird how?
Well, when you look at the bottom row of shelves, it seems fine. You look at the middle row of the shelves, they seem fine. When you try to look at the top row of the shelves, you have a hard time counting them.
Counting like how many rows there are, or how many books, or what do you mean?
How many rows there are?
That's because it goes past 8.
Ah, that's what it is. Yep.
Like an Arcana check or something? Is it some kind of illusionary magic, or?
I don't know. If Petra was there, you could just chuck her right through it. If it was.
Doesn't sound like a good idea at all.
I'll point
Amaranth
it out to
also
Belle.
has noticed that Belle has also noticed that there's something strange, but not to the same detail. She knows that something weird is going on, but doesn't have as much detail. You're saying, you?
Like an Arcana check or something. Is like illusion magic, or maybe it's some kind of spatial magic of some kind that's...
Well, you were saying
I don't
something
know.
about talking to Belle?
Yeah, Niu would point it. Niu was gonna point it out to Belle, but you said that she, noticed it already. So
But not to the same degree. She notices something's up, but she can't exactly pinpoint what or where.
yeah,
Of course, she knows something's up. It's the top
she'll
row.
still point it out and be like, "Do you see that?" and like explain what she sees.
Oh, yeah. Do you want me to go up there and check it or detect it?
I don't know.
Is it reachable currently?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm
This
just
is
gonna-
the mostly
I'm gonna
halfling
reach
town.
up towards it.
yeah, same.
Okay. So you both reach up towards it, and you notice that you are aiming for a shelf, but then your hand hits a shelf, and for some reason, that doesn't feel like the shelf you were aiming at. It feels like you were reaching for a different shelf, but somehow the shelf that you just touched got in the way.
I disbelieve the illusion.
Is it? I don't think it's an illusion. I think it's some kind of... Maybe it's some kind of warding magic that's... Huh.
Yeah, they found the restriction section.
Do you want me to detect magic on it to see what type of magic
Yeah,
it is?
that would be a good idea.
Okie dokie. Oh, you have detect magic. I've only... Oh, no, I do. Shut up. I do.
I do not have detect magic.
That's me, sorry.
God damn it, Bologna.
Amaranth had detection magic, not Bella.
I could get detect magic if I took the correct Eldritch invocation, but I haven't.
It's not weirdly letting me do it for some reason. 1 second. Okay.
I mean, you can cast it as a ritual, so it's not like you need to post it to make it expend a spell slot.
But yeah, so I will detect magic. I don't know why it's not letting me post it, but yeah.
Because sometimes things are weird with the latest update. Alright, so you're going to do Detect Magic.
Yes.
you detect that there's some sort of conjuration magic on the shelf.
Okay. Up to you. I can try to dispel it, or
Well, if it's conjuration magic, I'd be worried about dispelling it just because maybe it's like if you dispel it, the shelf might just vanish because it's not really here and it's kind of being summoned here, for lack of a better term.
do we want to ask the people?
Yeah, let's do that. Although they didn't seem too bright.
Hey.
Alright, so you go up to the lady at the counter?
Yep.
Alright, what do you say?
So do you know what's up with the like upper shelves of this bookshelf? They seem to be enchanted in some way.
She leans over to peek around you and looks over the bookshelf. Looks between you and the bookshelf a couple times. Kind of furrows her brow and goes, "What do you mean?"
Oh, why am I not surprised?
I'll explain like how they just kind of go up and it's, weird to count them, and like if you try and reach for something off them, it was like our hands were redirected to an entirely different shelf or something, or it somehow ended up at a different shelf. Like there's some kind of enchantment going on.
She leans over, counts the shelves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're all there.
Yeah, by this time I've walked away to see if I could grab a chair so I could properly look up at that shelf.
Okay. So,
Have-
one thing you will notice, she counted to 9. You guys only see 7 shelves that you can genuinely count.
What do you mean 9 shelves?
Well, there are 9 shelves on the shelf.
There are
She just goes,
7 shelves on the
gets
shelf.
up, walks over, points at the bottom shelf, goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And when she says 7, she points at a shelf, but you can't focus on her hand or the shelf she's pointing at. 8, and again, it's almost like you try to look at her hand, but you look past it to the 9th shelf. And then her hand goes up to the 9th shelf, and she says 9.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna try and see if I can get a better view of the 7th and 9th shelf that we're having.
7th and 8th.
with.
Alright, so you get a chair and you pull it over, you stand on it to try and look at, like, straight on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, so you drag the chair over, you stand up on it, you look directly at the shelf. I need a wisdom saving throw. Alright, I need a dexterity saving throw.
Of course I would.
Alright, so you stand up on the shelf, you stand up on the chair, look directly at the shelf, and you go cross-eyed for a moment and lose your balance and land on your ass on the floor.
Why don't you describe what's happening to you?
I'm going to explain to this person that, there are only 7 shelves there. When she was pointing out what would have been the 7th and 8th shelf, she pointed at something that was, like, obscured. It was
Well, have you
not
shown
in
your
view,
ID to
kind
the
of.
shelf?
What? She'll pull her ID out and like, it's an inanimate shelf, isn't
As
it?
soon as your ID is shown to the shelf, the shelf seems to extend by 2 shelves all of a sudden. You see this. Belle does not. Of course, the administrative lady doesn't see this exchange happen, and she just goes, yes, that, now show it to the shelf.
He's just gonna stare at it a little dumbfounded for a second. and she'll tell Belle to like pull her ID out. And be like,
Okay.
as soon as I pulled my ID out, the shelf unobscured.
Cool. And I'll just do the same.
All right, and you will see the same thing happen. The shelf just suddenly has 2 shelves that weren't there. Or I should say the shelving unit has 2 more shelves that weren't there a moment ago.
Up onto the chair to get a good look at what's on the shelves.
Oh, same. You need to grab your own chair, Missy.
She just shoves you off of her chair. No, this is mine. I fell off it. It's mine.
What I like,
I went cross-eye for it.
what I like with the implications for this is that this is a mostly halfling town, so these shelves are probably shorter, and they're just standing on a chair and looking straight over.
So, you get up, you look directly at the shelves now, and you realize the books here are of a different quality. They are not the same elementary books that was, on display for everybody. These books are clearly meant for Mages Guild members only.
Nice.
Need a perception check from both of you.
Oh, God. Oh, shit.
Of course they did.
Of course I did as well. Neither of us can roll for shit today.
Advanced smoking.
Apparently. Today is
Advanced
not
smoke
your
blowing.
day. Yeah. Advanced smoke blowing. So, none of the books really catch your eye. They all seem to have pretty generic magical titles to them. But it is definitely interesting that they have this magical bookshelf set up. Especially considering that this is a Mages Guild out in the middle of nowhere, essentially. Borgo is a rather large city, but it's not exactly a mage city. The books that you do see and happen to notice are things mostly on the topics of, using elemental weaknesses against your enemies and, combat tactics and things like that. You don't notice anything of particular interest.
Fair enough.
I'm curious. New's gonna get her ID out again and take a quick kind of like stroll around the entire place to see if anything else is enchanted in the same way.
Okay. You just end up walking around holding your ID out like a lunatic.
I didn't say she's holding it out, she's just got it in her hand.
Okay,
I'm
well then you just
imagining-
walk around holding your ID, looking around at stuff, nothing seems to happen.
Worth a shot.
I guess it's time to head back.
Alright, so you head back to meet up with the rest of everybody.
Yeah.
Are you heading back to the meadery or back to Petra's parents' house?
Petra's parents.
Aye.
They went to get the cart and everything to load up their stuff, so it would make sense that they'd be there.
Alright. So you get back. But before that, we're going to jump back a little bit. Toby and Windsor, you show up at Petra's parents' house. They've got all their stuff packed up and ready to load up. What do you do?
Petra will start helping get everything loaded.
Cool. I'll go.
Union break time. Okay. Windsor will help load the wagon as well.
Yeah, we'll go help load the wagons.
I figured you guys would want to help, but I wasn't just going to, throw that out there. Okay. So you guys help load up the wagon. You finish up right about the time that you and Belle walk up.
Yep. And Petra will have mentioned to her parents that they might be picking up a few people in Stegi. So just to be a little mindful of space. Or organization, I should say.
Well, I think we can only fit one person in the wagon. We're not gonna be able to carry everybody.
No, we can fit more because the wagon's empty now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, true.
Alright, that being said, it's roughly 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Everything's loaded up into the wagon. What do? Are you taking off right now, or are you waiting until tomorrow?
I think we should leave now.
Petra will look at her parents and say, do you think it would be good to leave now, or...
The parents, who haven't really traveled much, don't have a good answer.
Tomorrow, then.
I don't know. I think the longer we stay, the
I was gonna say, maybe, like, the parents have something that we can, I don't know, disguise Petra a little bit more, considering she doesn't have barrels to hide behind now on her way fucking out.
like that would be checked on the way out.
We don't know that.
Yeah, and I'm definitely not rolling any dice every hour to make sure that you guys still haven't been found out or anything. I wouldn't do that.
Fun.
I should leave as soon as possible. It's my vote.
Yeah, I reckon we should get out as soon as possible, so save you being recognised here.
Petra will
Would
nod
I
and
do
just...
that to you guys?
Yes, you would.
Yes, 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 yes.
I've traumatized Toonie.
Windsor dresses up as a woman and puts Petra in her stomach as if he's pregnant.
All right, that checks out.
No, we're not doing that.
Windsor takes Petra, tosses her over the wall, and say, "We'll meet you someplace."
No. Petra will just climb into the back of the wagon and just kind of sit where she's kind of hidden.
Okay.
And she'll
Oh,
just gesture
Yeah.
to her parents to get in too.
All right. So you guys load up. You're gonna hit the road then.
yes.
Yep.
All right. So everybody gets loaded up. Parents are in the wagon. They're ready to go. You guys head for the gate to get out. You don't seem to be checked on the way out. Guards only really care about what's coming into the city, not what's leaving it. So you basically get a wave on through as they let you through the gate. And it's time to go back to the road. That being said, you are already in the afternoon, so you can't make it super far, but you do manage to get a little ways down the road. It's a very hot day, but it's
Petra
not
don't care.
unbearable heat. It's just pretty hot day is all. That being said, you manage to make it through the day. Nothing crazy happens. You guys make it roughly, I would say, 30-ish miles away. When it gets to be about sunset, you are running out of daylight. What do you want to do?
Petra will tell Toby to pull the wagon over, and she'll just start getting ready to wind down for the night.
Okie dokie.
Right? Are you guys building a campfire or no?
Oh, I think we could do campfire now.
Right?
I'll go
you
find a
setting up
twig for
campfire?
Balana
Oh, piss off.
and Toby.
Right, so you guys decide you're going to set up a campfire. You know, may as well, right? Stay nice and warm on this extremely hot day. That's
Petra will-
fine.
Petra will be like, "Ooh, Mom, you should cook something." And she'll get like really excited.
Yeah, we didn't bring anything for you to cook. We should cook something.
She-
If
she
is there
knows Toby
cloud
has
cover?
something
If there's not cloud cover, it's going to get cold quick. So.
All right. Now we learn
Doesn't matter.
Petra's mom's dirty secret. She's actually a paladin, uses create food and water.
No. Very much no.
All right. So you guys set up a campfire. You get ready for bed. I need perception checks from my people doing watches. Got Petra, Windsor,
Ouch.
Bella, and 2.
I see a thing.
All right. Windsor sees everything.
Yeah.
He
Windsor
sees the
sees.
asthmatic ant.
Windsor sees that there appears to be a group of bandits marching through the woods, headed in your general direction during his watch, which is the second watch. So roughly
Okay.
around 9 o'clock at night.
See if they're hungry and if they want to. No, I carefully wake everybody up, let them know what's going on.
Okay.
Petra will immediately get up, get her axe ready, and face them directly. Just
Do we not-
staring them down.
He's
So they're
already
on our
up.
way, or are they here?
They are on
Oh.
the way. They've not
How
made
far
it to
out
you
are
yet.
they?
Roughly, from what you guys can tell, they're about 100 feet out.
Do we want to?
Just on the edge of your guys' dark vision.
Do we want to like maybe put out the fire?
I was gonna say put out the fire.
Okay.
And then Eldritch Blast. I don't want them getting any closer. No, I'm not gonna Eldritch Blast yet. I will
Don't
wait
do
to
that.
see what happens.
I need to be able to smack shit.
So you decide to put out the fire. It gets very dark very quickly.
Dark vision not working.
Was that?
I see you counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I said my dark vision's not working. Or maybe it
Is
is.
it not working correctly? Let me double
Well, I can
check.
see people. Usually I'm used to circles.
Yeah. It's fucking like dark. I should be able to see normal. What is this?
Leave
I get
yourself back there, Petra. We're not ready yet.
I need more
So
dark
those
vision.
of you with dark vision should be able to see. It's not complete darkness tonight. There is a moon, so it won't be the grayscale that you're used to.
Oh, okay. That's what it
But
is.
let me double check that you guys do have dark vision set up.
Well, I guess 60-foot dark vision is 45. So.
Yeah, your stuff is correct. It's because the darkness isn't complete tonight, so it doesn't go grayscale for you.
Right, it's a smaller map. That's why. Okay.
Yeah, it's just super dark. If it wasn't working, it would be black.
It needs to be darker.
Yeah, if your dark
no,
vision wasn't
no,
working at
I-
all, it'd be completely black.
I do
So,
not
the
have
bandits
dark
are about
vision,
100
but I
feet
do
out.
have Eldritch invocations.
The bandits are about 100 feet out, and they are coming in your direction. What's your plan?
Do we like yell out to them to stop?
Petra will be like, "You're not going to have a good time if you come any closer. Last guys didn't last very long."
You're gonna shout that out to the bandits that are heading your direction?
Yep.
You're sending mixed signals, Petra.
Alright. In that case, roll an intimidation check.
Nat 1. Damn it.
So you call out to them about how they're not gonna have a good time. And in response, an arrow comes flying into the camp. Now it's dark, so they have a hard time seeing. The arrow doesn't find its target, but you definitely hear it as it sticks into one of the logs next to your camp.
All right, now I'm a
Roll
Eldritch
initiative.
Blast.
Where are they at?
Well,
Hold on.
I hope these bandits are ready to get their legs chopped off.
I'm pulling them onto the screen now.
Well, more so I meant direction-wise more than...
Up to the top right.
Okay.
You can kind of see them hiding in the bushes to the top right now.
Man, I can't see anything up there.
I'm
I guess I can
Gonna
kinda
lighten
see
the screen for combat reasons. It is, keep in mind, it is still dark. It is still nighttime, but for combat reasons, I'm lightening the scene. Make it a little easier. They are hiding under the bushes there. You can kind of see them through it.
Okay, well, initiative's been rolling.
Alright, so, he's not dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
He's not dead.
He
I
died of
know it
hiding
seemed
damage.
like he was dead, but he is not dead.
He
Alright,
died of
so
hiding damage.
he is going to rush in at the nearest person and take a swing
Of course it's me.
with his mace.
You
So he
bitch.
rushes in straight at Bologna, takes a swing, gets a nat 20.
Of course.
Combat
Of course
hasn't
he
started.
did.
You didn't start
You are
combat.
correct. I didn't hit the button. Good job. Alright, so he rushes in, gets a critical hit. This one uses... Let me double check. Right. So that is 8 damage.
He has to do a dex save, by the way.
Because... why?
Of Hellish Rebuke.
That's correct. I forgot you had that. Let's see. 19. So I believe that beats it. Yeah. Okay.
He takes half of the damage, so he still takes damage, but he only takes half damage.
Okay. 1d10 fire damage.
Takes 2d10. But yeah,
But halved. Yeah. Let's see here. There's my d10s. I got confused by my own dice for a moment. Okay, so that's 18 divided by 2, so he takes 9 damage. So he runs up.
Rolled the damage. Or
Oh.
Bella rolled the damage.
Okay,
Yeah, I was like,
I
this
didn't
guy's
see you
not
roll.
fine.
That's fine.
That's
So
fine.
he takes 5 damage. So he runs up, club in hand, takes a hard swing, thumps Amaranth, and immediately just lights on fire and screams loudly. He was not expecting that to happen.
also, can you just roll the dice for damage just so I can apply it, if that's alright?
That's fine. Give me just a sec.
Thank you.
He was.
Asshole.
Okay,
Thank you.
and that is the end of his turn. Windsor.
Oh, move here. Flick on my flames and attack him.
Okay. $22 will hit. For 5 damage.
5 fire damage. Yay.
Alright, so you run up and punch him in the head with your flaming fist, and he drops. He hits the ground. He is done.
You did.
He dead. He dead. He ain't a lie, he dead. Let me
Yeah,
try
the rest
that
of these
for
guys, they're not gonna have fun.
Go after this guy.
If there's
Hey.
any guys left before Petra's turn.
you. That'll hit.
Goddamn.
For 10 fire
Oh,
damage.
Was that critical hit damage?
Yeah, it was a critical hit. That was not.
You gotta roll crit hit damage, yeah?
There you go. So 19 fire damage.
Okay. Alright.
He's still up? Okay.
He's still up. You run up, you hit him. But he doesn't seem super phased by it. Oop, I accidentally hit apply twice. My bad.
Okay, so go to flurry of blows.
All right. $22 hits. Look at you finally rolling high today. 17 damage. Damn. Okay. Yeah. So you managed to land that hit as well. So you run up, you get the first hit on the one dude, drop him, turn around, and start taking swings at the other guy. You managed to land the first 2 hits on him. What else?
And one more hit.
$20 hits.
And 8 more fire damage.
All right.
That's it for me.
All right. It is now this guy's turn. He's going to run down and over and going to attack Toby. He's going to use this ability here to attack. 12 is a miss. 20 is a crit. Okay.
Oof.
Hold on. He hits Toby for 11 damage. He hits again for 5, so we're at 16. And a second crit. Are you kidding me? 19.
Now you know how Petra feels.
So it was 22 damage total.
So he missed the first one, then he got a crit, and then he's attacked twice and hit twice.
He attacked 4 times in a row.
Got you.
For 22 bludgeoning damage total. Yeah, this dude is barehanded also, which might give you a clue why he just attacked 4 times in a row.
Fucking monk.
But that is the end of his turn. This dude will essentially do the same thing, but to Windsor. He's gonna run over barehanded, take a couple punches. Let's see. That's a miss. A hit. For... Let me... It says... Boom. Then a miss and a crit. Getting a lot of crits today. $21 bludgeoning damage. That's the end of his turn. Petra's turn.
Yay. Well, I'm gonna rage first thing. Take form of beast, slap that tail on, you know.
Yep.
And I can't rage.
Is it still not working for
Why?
you?
It's not working. Wait.
Are you using the top one or the bottom one? Because one of them works and one of them doesn't, and I don't remember which. I don't know how they
Bottom.
broke it.
Bottom one
But they
doesn't work.
broke
It
it.
might be the top one. There we fucking go. Jesus.
Alright.
Gotta play that to me. So,
Alright,
you know, farm the beast, tail, shit like that.
Alright, so it was the top one that worked?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna delete the bottom one then. Alright. So you rage, and then...
I'm gonna run over to this guy
Okay.
and try to smack him with my Crescent of the Warrior's Code.
Okay. 23 hits. $13 damage. Alright,
Wait,
so
why
you
is
run
that
up, axe in
1d8?
hand, bring it down with both hands. You clearly hit him. Doesn't do as much damage as you would like it to, but it definitely hurt him.
Why is that 1d8?
Yeah, that was a 1d8.
Should
Yeah.
be a
Versatile.
1d10 and a 1d6.
Yeah,
Did you forget hit versatile?
I did. It says 1d6 slashing of versatile. Whatever.
Let me double check it. You just go ahead and roll your next attack. I'll figure out what's going on here. Yep, that is my own mistake. Yeah, because you've got the 1d10 for your regular damage, and then 1d8 bonus. The 1d10 is your normal versatile damage.
Yeah,
Plus the
but
1d8.
you changed it from 1d8 to 1d6.
Yeah,
Yeah, it should
and even
be
the description says
1d4 and
1d6.
yeah, in the description it says 1d6 if versatile, not 1d8.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay, that's what it was. So I changed it in the text, but I never actually changed it in the thing. Let me change that real quick then.
It's weird because
Apologize.
I'm pretty sure it worked before
fixed.
too.
No, it didn't work before. I had to
Oh.
remember we were manually doing the add to.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's because there was actually a bug where versatile was just broken completely in everything.
Fun.
14.
Love that.
Okay. So you bring your axe up and you bring it back down. 14 does not hit.
Well, too bad.
1d6. Alright, so as the axe comes down, he dodges out of the way, but the claws on the back of the axe reach out and grab him anyway, scraping down his entire shoulder, doing the maximum damage from that. He's barely standing. He was not expecting those claws to reach out and get him.
I got water in my eye. Asshole.
I know you're excited,
End of
but
my
don't
turn.
cry.
No, I drink my water. and
Alright, it's New's turn.
Splash.
Eldritch Blast.
Can I move here? I can move here. I move over here. I can still barely see down the second thing, but sure, why not?
So I have a question for you guys real quick. Just a little side note. The overhead tile here, how do you feel about that? Would you rather I just leave them out and just have the stumps there? Or do you guys mind the overhead tile the way it is?
I like the overhead.
Okay.
It gives more vision.
Okay.
It gives
me
I
more
just wanted to
visual
make sure it
lens.
wasn't like interrupting anything for you or making it too hard to see or anything.
Completely
use-
impair this entire fight.
It could use a bit less opacity, but otherwise it's
Okay.
pretty nice. It's nice.
This
Alright, but go ahead and continue your turn, Neil.
this don't work.
What doesn't work?
Casting Hunger of Hadar. Like I click it, it consumed the thing, didn't pop up in chat or anything.
I had that
Yeah,
same
I don't know
experience.
what they did in recent updates, but it broke a lot of stuff. So I apologize for that. Let's see here.
Can I at least get it to post it in the chat or some shit?
Where is that? Hunger of Hadar.
What's the radius on that thing?
20. I basically want to try and put it to where Windsor is just outside of it, but the rest of them are in it.
Alright, so you should be able to place your own template anyway.
I don't know how to do that.
So at the left side of the screen with your controls, one of them looks like an L-shaped ruler or a corner ruler. Do you see that?
Yeah.
And then grab the one that looks like a circle. And then just drag it out so that it's 20 feet.
$20.
There you go.
Not super ideal, but yeah.
I mean, that's 4 people in one thing, so I think it's
Yeah.
pretty ideal.
Well, the ideal would be that I had them have to travel all the way through it, because this whole sphere now is considered difficult terrain, takes double movement speed, as well as everybody that's in it. Is it at the beginning of their turn, or is it right away, or what is it?
Is there a saving throw involved, or is it automatic?
Any creature that starts its turn takes 2d6 cold damage, and then at the end of their turn, if they're still in it, they have to make a dex saving throw. And if they fail it, they take 2d6 acid damage. And yeah, that's like the end of my turn. I don't have anything that I want to do with a bonus action right now.
Okie dokie. Ba-da-ba-dum. So into that, I'm going to cast Heroic Sphere. Yeah, well, I can't do really anywhere else because anywhere closer to that, like you said, Windsor is going to get hurt.
Go for it. Don't care.
So they have to make a dex save first of all.
I mean, if that were the case, I'd have put this thing like over top you, and that would be bad.
That's fine if I make my savings throw.
Yeah, but
Oh,
it's
plus this is magical darkness, so you can't see in or out of it.
sorry.
The sphere, Hunger of Hadar, is magical darkness. You can't see in or out of it.
I've got Eyes of the Dark.
Or how does it actually say this?
Yeah, but I don't need to see like within it, but I can cast where.
I just
you know,
realized my
whereabouts
mic is
they are.
muted. I apologize. What I just said was that she's not aiming at a target. She's aiming at the ground there. So she's just blasting that spot. So I'm allowing that. If she was aiming at a specific target, then I would say, you can't see it. But being that it's, she's just aiming at that area, you can see an area. At the very least, you can just say, I'm going to blow it up right there where all the dark stuff is.
Yeah, it's a location within range. That's it.
Yep.
Yep. So they just need to make a DC saving throw.
Yep, I already did.
Oh, sorry. What did they do? Because obviously you were muted.
Yeah, so the one next to Windsor failed his save. The three back there succeeded.
Because of fucking course they did. Oh, what the hell?
What the fuck?
There's a reason why she took Vitriolic Sphere.
Yeah, so they take 10d4 acid damage, and then once you fail, take another 5 at the end of its turn. On a successful save, they take the initial damage, but they don't. They take half the initial damage, but they don't take any damage after the next turn.
Alright, so the three people in the back scream as they collapse to the ground
A little more.
Assholes.
because you just absolutely ruined their whole day. Let me
Ruin it,
go.
make it better. I mean,
The way this thing shows damage for this is jank.
As for the person in the front right next to Windsor, he's not dead yet. He does not feel good, but he's not dead.
you will be next turn.
This guy in front of me is about to have a leg chopped off if he doesn't die first.
And then what I'll do, I'll just quicken spell. And dum dum dum. If I can, I will Scorching Ray this dude here.
The one
From
survivor
behind
of your
Windsor.
vitriolic sphere?
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright.
Of course.
13 does not hit.
2 more.
An 18 hits. $14 damage. Alright.
No. That's just another attack roll.
Those are just
Oh,
all the attacks.
okay, hold on. I got you. Okay, we're good.
So does the last one hit, or does that not hit?
The last one does not hit.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, this
10 damage. Okay.
vitriolic sphere calculated both the 10d4 and 5d4 together. When in reality, based on its description, they'd only take the 10d4 right now and the 5d4 at the start of their next turn? End of their next turn?
Alright,
Whatever it
so
says.
he's definitely in pain. He's barely standing up at this point. You've nuked all of his archer buddies behind him. but he's still there to fight.
I see what you mean. I'm not too sure how to change that though.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh, sorry. Shit, that's my end turn.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that the end of your turn?
Let's be done.
All right. So the leader of the bandits turns towards Windsor because he's right there. First, he has to take damage from Hadar, which is one. How much? Hold on.
2d6
2d6
cold
right.
damage.
All right, let me grab my d6.
Mind you, he's also blinded because he's standing in it.
Yeah. Which is why I'm gonna do this. First, I need to go. Alright, so he goes to step out of the hunger of Hadar. But as he goes to make his move, the shadows rip at his flesh. And he lets out a scream as the shadows kill him. Because it did exactly his remaining HP. As he dies, his two remaining bandits turn to run. Are you going to let them?
No.
Okay, then we'll continue combat. Toby's turn.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna quickly maneuver behind this guy
Okay. Get that advantage.
and punch him.
They want to attack us, they can deal with the repercussions.
No survivors. They threatened Petra's parents. How dare they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hit.
That boy's probably dead.
Oh, he's definitely dead.
Oh, he's dead. He had 1 HP left.
My fucking axe really tickled him the wrong way, I guess.
Maneuver to behind this guy
Okay.
and punch him.
All right.
Yeah, it's the
That'll
same
hit.
dice roll I just rolled. It's a 17 and 19 again.
No, you can always
Yeah,
roll
but
again if you don't like it.
Yeah, but it was 17 on the other die and a 19 on the other. So
Sure.
Yeah, it's backwards this time. But yeah, that's a hit. For 5 damage.
I'm all
Alright.
injured at tickling.
He did not go down, but he is injured. He clearly did not like it. Is that the end of your turn? Alright, Windsor. Finish
Okay.
him.
turn my flames off. And this.
Miss.
Is that it?
15 does not hit.
Okay.
Remember, you have advantage, my friend, because I'm
Oh.
standing behind him.
That's right.
That is true. So we'll say that both of those rolls were your first. Roll again with advantage. That one hits.
God
And
motherfucking dang!
use
Your
that on
first
him.
attack missed. Your second one.
Have him roll a Constitution saving throw.
Mm-hmm. He succeeds. $14 damage.
Man, that's what they get. They didn't heed Petra's warning.
Still up.
Are you aiming for lethal or non-lethal damage?
No, just normal damage.
All right. Describe how he dies.
My chest goes through my chest goes through his fist.
All right. Windsor's jumping inside of people now. It's very terrifying.
That's right. Ah!
He's
Black
just
smoke
jumping
starts
in,
coming out of my
bursting
eyes.
out. Yeah. Calm down, Bob.
Rabbit punch him into the skull, he dies.
All right, just a
After all
good
that.
solid punch in the side of the head, and he drops. And that is the end of combat.
Yay! Then the looting begins.
Yep.
And-
Flute music intensifies. Loot
Petra's
the dead
gonna-
bodies.
No.
Do.
Petra's gonna look and see what they have, and if there's nothing of interest, she's just gonna go back to sleep.
All right, perception checks from everybody that's looting.
Of
Nat
fucking
one.
course.
Nothing.
That was almost a fucking 20.
Yay! What's our siege check?
The only one that finds anything is Bellana, and she finds 8 silver pieces and a long sword +1.
Let's say Petra rolls 20.
Did she?
Yep. Petra rolled
Oh, I didn't see it. Okay.
20 total.
Then, in that case, Petra finds the long sword. Bellana finds the silver pieces.
DM fails perception check. Okay.
Yeah, the
Who wants
DM
a
failed
long
the perception
sword?
check.
I can't do nothing with it.
I mean,
Already
isn't that a
happens.
direct upgrade to... Is yours a +1, though?
I'm not proficient. in
Okay,
long, so I
well,
can't get to use it.
we'll sell this one.
We could just put the 8 silver pieces in the kitty.
We'll
And what are
sell
you doing
this sword.
with the sword?
Well, I'm gonna put it in the wagon, and then later on, when we get somewhere, I'm gonna just sell it.
Were your parents like sleeping this whole time?
Probably. Yeah, they can sleep through pretty much anything. It's kind of chaotic at home.
They're used to barbarians, so they're just like, they're out.
I mean, I sleep on hardwood floors and marble floors and ground.
All right, got a long sword +1 that you can sell later.
Yeah, I mean, Petra's mom slept through her conception.
That being said, that is the end of combat. You killed everybody, you monsters. All they wanted was like $5. No. They just wanted to wash your wagon's windshield when you weren't looking.
I can't delete
Yeah.
that through a template.
I got it.
Yeah, well, Petra's going back to sleep.
Yep, and I'm returning us to darkness. Now that the combat's over, you don't need to see as much. It's not important. Right. So, the rest of the night, nothing interesting happens. You make it till morning. Go ahead and have your long rest. Are you having breakfast or just hitting the road?
Hold on, let me look at my thing here. Please.
Well, I've been made redundant because Petra's mum's here, so.
Wow, this is
I'm
what
gonna-
real food tastes like. Cool.
I'm gonna
Ooh.
take the climbing bestial soul thing,
Okay.
so I can go over. Where is it? Climbing speed equal to walking speed. I can climb difficult surfaces, including upside down and on ceilings, without needing to make ability checks.
Spider Petra, Spider Petra.
Listen, you never know when you need it. But yeah, Petra will if her mother doesn't make anything, or if Toby doesn't make anything, she'll just eat rations and get on the wagon and get ready to go.
All right. Is Toby making anything?
No, I've made redundant by a mother.
Come on now, let's not be petty. Let's not be petty. We're not a child. Grow up.
Right, apparently he's making
If
sour.
it makes you feel better, Toby, I eat literally anything you give me.
No, you don't. You liar.
Listen,
No, she'll
just
eat
because
anything you give her. It's just when you give it to her.
yeah,
That's the thing. If you give it to
listen,
her
just
when she's
beca-
not eating, then she won't eat anything.
just because I stopped eating a little bit for like a day or two doesn't mean I don't hate your. That doesn't mean I hate your cooking.
I'm gonna tell your mother about that. See what she thinks.
Her
can
mother's
tell-
like right behind. Her mother's like right behind her as she's saying that.
Yeah, and not very impressed with Petra not eating. Petra's now in trouble. She's grounded. Good job.
Don't you know there are dwarves in this world? No.
I am 21 years old.
Oh,
Your
you're
mom
old.
does not care. She is
Damn.
your mother, and you will eat your dinner. Alright, that being said, you guys hit the road. It's nice and early in the morning. Traveling down the road, it's a pretty decent day, actually. The weather's fine. There doesn't seem to be any bad weather coming. You don't see a cloud in the sky. It's just a nice, pleasant day.
Oh God, we're dying. We're gonna die.
Yeah, all of a sudden, nuclear missile drops.
Unfortunately, right about noon, your nice, pleasant day turns very bad as the sky starts to turn black.
Shit.
There's some bad juju.
It's about the afternoon
Yeah, you know when
When-
anything's black, it's bad.
when the sky starts to fill with black clouds, and it looks like it's snowing. But
Oh, it's
you
that old
see-
sailor's warning. You know, black clouds in the morning. Sailors. No, wait.
they go off the sky.
No.
But yeah, so you see the black clouds looming ahead, and what looks like snow is falling. And you hear lightning cracking inside of the clouds.
Oh, nothing but snow and lightning.
Is it actual snow or is it ash?
I don't trust it.
You can't tell from this distance.
Oh, can I get some fall on me yet?
No, it's still on the horizon at this point. You see it coming your direction. And you are heading towards it.
Do we see any dwarfs with funny little mustaches?
Not at the moment, you don't.
Do we want to maybe hide under like a couple of trees or something?
Probably best because our cart probably not going to take that sort of weather.
Petra will park the wagon.
Alright,
I'd
so you guys
definitely-
decide to seek shelter in the trees?
Heavy
Yep.
rain.
Alright. So, you pull over into the trees looking for somewhere to stash the cart. Perception check for anybody that's looking for a good way to protect the cart.
Can I do a survival check instead?
You can do survival, I'll let that. It's actually probably better anyway.
Not for me.
I mean, I'm not
Apparently it doesn't matter for me because I just roll shit anyway. So.
I found a twig.
So between all of your rolls, you guys are able to find there's a rather large tree that's bent over, either with age or from a previous storm. Either way, it has grown, bent over a bit. Park the wagon under it. It's got a wide base, so it covers basically most of the wagon. It takes you a little while to get the wagon parked, the horses tied off. Right about that time, you start to notice that the snow has reached you, and it is not snow, it is ash.
Called it.
So you guys are in the middle of an ashfall storm.
Alrighty then.
Just
The
saying.
ash, as it falls, if it touches your skin, it burns a bit. Not enough that you would, consider it damaging, but it's like a quick sizzling pain. So you guys huddle under the tree, or do you guys try to set up your own shelters, or what do you do?
Petra will sit under the wagon and just kind of hug her knees.
The
I'm
rest
in
of us
full
will sit
plate.
in the
so-
wagon.
Yeah, there's plenty of room in the wagon if you want to stay in the wagon.
No, she sits under it.
That sounds like Petra, yeah.
She
Oh.
sleeps under a bench on a marble floor. She's gonna
Mhm.
sit under the wagon, not in the wagon.
Yeah, there's a lot to
The
unpack
small
there.
tent that I have.
What was that?
I said I'm going to use my small little tent that I found.
The lean-to.
That you acquired?
I found it.
Alright. So, you set up your tent. It's fairly easy to set up. You just throw up the line between two trees real quick, throw your cover over top of it, and wiggle your way underneath to protect you from the ash. Are you guys going to stay till the storm passes, or stay till morning, or what's the plan?
Stay till the storm passes.
Probably a good idea.
I guess we're
Till
staying
morning
till
if it gets dark before it passes.
Alright, so it gets to be roughly sunset, though it's hard to tell through the very dark sky at this point. The storm has not passed yet. Are you just going to say fuck it and go to sleep, or are you just going to wait and see what happens?
Can I just do a quick Arcana check on the volcanic ash? Because I'm just thinking, where would this have come from? We're quite far away from the mountain. There's no active volcanoes, so it doesn't really make much sense that somehow a volcanic ash cloud with lightning has come towards us and has been here for the last several hours and has not moved.
Well, you would know from living in the area and being raised in Terlura that ash clouds do often come through the area. It's
Okay.
not the most common thing, but they have been known to happen.
Right, okay then.
Can I try and use my survival checks to predict how long it's going to take to go?
You can certainly try it.
Incoming one. Oh, so close.
With a 12, you can tell that it's starting to lighten up, so you're probably looking at least 2 more hours. Maybe 3.
I'll read any information to the group.
I mean, we haven't really traveled much, and we got some good time to rest, so I don't see why we can't travel through the night. I'm gonna have to have Bologna tell me where to go, though.
Or Niu, who is the obvious superior option at this point.
No.
Yes.
Wow.
Niu can
Bologna
see
has
120 feet in normal vision. Niu can see, not dark vision. Normal vision.
Yeah, but she said she wants to travel during the night.
Yes.
which requires dark vision.
No. Niu
She can
has
see in the dark as
Devil's
if
She
it's
sight.
can see, she can see in dim light with normal vision.
Okay, but at
No,
night, surely it's dark.
Devil's Sight specifically says you can see normally in darkness, both magical and non-magical, to a distance of 120 feet.
Yeah, but it doesn't say what. Oh, normally, okay.
So, darkness? That's fine. I see normally for 120 feet.
I'm the Avatar!
Same
No, she is
same
right.
distance.
She does have it. She took it. I forget when, but she did. She
Oh,
did get that
leveled up.
ability specifically because she got Hunger of Hadar, and her plan was to use Hunger of Hadar to confuse the enemies, and then she could see through it no problem.
Okay.
That
well,
was like
whatever.
her whole plan. She set that up a while ago, actually.
Right. I mean, they can both see 120 feet. Just New can see in color, and Belana sees in black and white. I mean,
Mm-hmm. That's the only difference.
which isn't really an issue. It's like, oh, is that a leprechaun or is that a smurf? Oh, well, Eldritch Blast.
I don't like the spooky music though. But anyway, Petra will just wait for the storm to pass, just kind of take a nice short rest
Okay.
to get ready to travel at night.
All right. So you guys are gonna travel after the storm passes, then?
That's our plan.
All right. So takes about 3 hours. The storm does pass. It's about 9 o'clock at night, give or take. The storm clouds dissipate and, go towards the horizon. There's a few inches of layered ash on everything, but for the most part, nothing bad happened. None of the trees in your area were damaged, and because you parked your cart in a safe location, the wagon itself didn't take any damage from the weather. You guys jump into everything. You're like, all right, the storm's passed. Let's go. How long are you going to hit the road? Are you just going to go straight through the night and into the next day?
Straight through the night and into the next day. We'll probably stop about 10 in the morning. Take a short rest before we continue traveling.
Well, we're going to
Sound
need
like a
a
plan?
long rest at some point, though.
Gonna get everyone a point of exhaustion doing it.
Yep.
So is that what you want to do? Travel for
Not really.
13 hours?
No, not really. Not at all.
Okay, is that what you... Okay.
That's what Petra wants to do.
All right. Let's do this. I'll
Because
give you two
Petra's the
choices.
avatar.
Hold on. I'll give you two choices. Are you going to go to Orpina and sleep in again? Or are you just going to go until tomorrow night?
Go to
Or
Orpina
pin and sleep.
in.
Okay. So, in that case, it takes you about 5 hours to get there. It's roughly 2 a.m. when you finally park everything and stumble into the door of the tavern. You all find a bed and flop into it and pass the fuck out.
Yep.
Morning comes, you guys wake up late. Get a late start to your day because obviously you went to bed quite late. Are you going to have breakfast or are you just going to hit the road and try and get going?
Petra's gonna leave some gold for the tavern just so they're not mooching off of it being abandoned.
Well, that's awful nice of you. I'm going to give you inspiration. I like that.
Oh, shit.
Look at you being honorable.
Ugh, gross.
Who's going to steal the towels?
Windsor loses his inspiration. No.
Yay.
Windsor steals the towels and the little mini soap.
Yeah, she
That's right,
leaves about 10 gold on just like the bartender side of the bar, I guess. For in case
Windsor
they come back.
Windsor finds 10 gold on the bartender side of the bar, puts it in the kitty.
Oh, God.
So we have. I'm just have I think my last remaining ration I have really.
Is Toby making breakfast or no?
I'll make breakfast on the wagon on the move because I can do it obviously with
Okay.
juice.
Alright, so you're not
We
going
can
to
only
spend
do
time
that on
cooking.
the main road.
You're gonna eat moving. No, he can cook in Jeeves. Jeeves
Oh.
hovers with him, so he can
Oh,
cook
right,
while
I'm
moving.
dumb. Shut up, I knew that.
In that case, you don't need to eat your rations because he's going to be making food while you go, and it's not going to take you extra time because obviously cooking on the go. How long would you guys like to travel? You're obviously getting a late start. The
We'll
furthest you
travel
can make
until-
it by nightfall would be, let's see, that's 8 hours. So you can make it about roughly 90 miles in 8 hours. So you can get about halfway to the crossroad towards Accarice.
Yeah,
if you
we'll
remember
go.
where that was.
Yeah.
We'll go to the halfway point there. Take a rest and then continue from there.
Right. And I'll move the pin there.
Oof.
Right. So, for the most part, day goes by pretty fine. Nothing too crazy. The weather itself, a lot better than yesterday. No scary dark clouds. You managed to travel along, get to the end of the day. You find a nice little spot to park. You're able to sleep for a full night tonight if you'd like to.
Yep.
Yay.
All right, you guys setting up camp, doing anything for the night?
Petra's
Alright,
just
same as always.
Petra's just gonna do the same as she
Alright.
has been.
Same as we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
All right, and the next day. By the way, is Toby riding with you to still learn, or?
Yes, that's what I have been
Okay.
doing.
All right, just double checking because you guys haven't mentioned it.
Sorry.
So I just wanted to make sure that was still a thing.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, I still want to try and be proficient in it.
Yep. Which, after yesterday, congratulations, because you are now proficient. As you can see by the little counter I've got going there, you're now proficient in controlling the wagon.
Where do I put that in my sheet that I have wagon proficiency? Proficiency.
Land vehicle.
Vehicles. Ground
Land
vehicle.
vehicle.
Where's
Land
that?
vehicle. Land vehicle.
Land vehicle, yeah, exactly.
Yep. It goes
Where's
into
it in?
tools.
I was going to say, ask Jade where it's on Petra.
It's in tools.
Yep. It's in tools. It's near the bottom, I believe. Yep. All the way at the bottom, you'll see vehicles. You find it? Yep, there you
Got
go. Land vehicle plus 6. Good job. All right.
Hey, that's the same as me.
Actually, I have +9 in it because any tool I have expertise.
Shut up.
Well, she told you.
Yeah, Toby.
The same.
All right. But now Toby fully understands how to operate the wagon. That being said, it's the morning. You guys eating breakfast or doing anything? What's your plan? Do keep in mind, I believe some of you are running low on rations. Nobody bought rations in Borgo. And where you're at, you can either go to Accarice or all the way up to Frostbow before you'll be able to get any more rations.
I've got 18 days worth of cooking I can do. Just saying.
If you want to cook every day for everybody, that's up to you. I'm just
Well, I've been
pointing
doing-
out that people are starting to run low on rations so that you guys can plan.
Who
Like I
has
say,
no rations left?
I have.
I'm guessing Balana.
I've got 2.
I've got 5.
Petra's got 7, which may
No,
as well be
4. I got
3.
We'll be fine. We've got 18 days worth of cooking. We can get to the next town.
Yeah.
The next alive town.
We'll get to
Next time.
Braspo.
Because the other 2 towns are people dead, so you know.
Yeah,
Right.
well, we stopped that train.
Right? In that case, you guys are going to keep going? Are you... When you go to hit the line, or the crossroads for Accarice, are you going towards Accarice or Consiglia?
Consiglia.
Right. So you make it about an hour away from the crossroads when you see the source of all the smoke and ash from yesterday. There is an
Fun.
enormous wildfire ahead of you.
That's a fire? Wow.
Damn.
Wonderful.
Petra will look at you. Can you do something about that?
Not really. I only can use my. I only have so much for my breath weapon can do.
I've got Ray of Frost, and that could do about 60 foot, so I could maybe try and use that and then shorten it, because then that's a cantrip, so I don't have to pay. I don't have to spend any spell slots. I was gonna say you do, but yeah, I can do 60 feet of it.
You're just going to keep casting Ray of Frost to keep the road from being dangerous?
Well, at least try and die down the fire and maybe try to curb it, really, if I can.
Right, so are you planning to be a firefighter or just keep the fire from damaging you guys while you roll through?
I want to keep the fire, almost be a firefighter. I want to keep the fire from spreading any further.
Okay, I need an Arcana check
Sure.
to see how good you are with your firefighting magic.
Well, not that great, but there we go.
Well, this fire is miles wide. It is a massive wildfire spanning an entire massive area. And you're sitting there essentially attacking it with a large squirt gun. You don't seem to be having much effect on the fire.
Yeah.
The winds are picking up because of the heat, which is pushing the fire in your guys' direction. We have 15 minutes till the end of the session. What are you guys gonna do?
Is there any way around it that I can see?
Well, if it's not, well, I'll just add in, if it's not going to work with me doing the firefighting, then I'll just kind of come back and just try and stop it so that we can go past, at least, if I can.
Okay. Another Arcana check.
Sure.
Nat 1.
No,
Damn it.
but it's higher than
Alright.
I got last time.
So with a 19, you are able to keep the fire mostly from touching the road. Keep in mind, this does count as an extreme weather situation. Luckily, you guys don't have anything that you're transporting that could be damaged by the heat from a wildfire. But yes, there is a wildfire going. However, because most of the stuff that burns isn't actually on the road, it's not too difficult for you to use Ray of Frost to keep mostly the edges of the road from catching fire and from any embers jumping onto the wagon or onto the horses. You are able to travel at a slower pace through the area. You manage to get just past the crossroads, which is, luckily enough for you, just on the other side of the fire. You manage to get a solid 5 miles out from the fire. You notice a lot of stuff in that area has already been burnt, which means the fire likely won't come back in that direction if you guys decide to stop for the night.
Cool.
Which, yeah, I'm gonna take away your agency a tiny bit and say, so stopping for the night here, because we're gonna stop the session here as well.
Cool.
So we'll say that you guys pulled over, you found a nice flat area, no trees in the way for some reason.
Okay.
You know, not a whole lot of firewood, but it's summer, so
a
that's
lot of
fine.
charcoal. Let's see how much. How many
How many imps can you summon now?
1.
It's a joke by the amount of coal. Anyway, yeah, it's one. It's just a huge imp. It's like 80 stories tall. But yeah, so that being said, we're gonna go ahead and stop here for the night because it is 13 minutes till the end of the session.
Makes sense.
Is
So
Idles place the pause already as well.
CR 42 imp.
yeah, exactly. All right. Is there anything anybody else needs to do or say before we call it a night?
I am now a kitchen elite.
That's very
Congratulations.
It used to be a KitchenAid.
And I like eating the food.
That is true. You do like eating food. Good job.
Yeah, no surprise there.
Hey, at least you have a garbage can when you need it, right?
So, just to let you know, because I can't put my specializations in because there's not a thing for it. I took the meat master at the amateur chef, and now I'm.
All right. Can you send me that on Discord?
Yeah, sure. No worries, no problem. Then I took sweet savant as my kitchen elite.
Oh shit! Wait. Hold on. Shit. What the? Fuck! I should have had advantage on my initiative roll.
Oh, okay. That's the problem.
Yeah. I forgot that.
All right. You took which specialization?
Sweet savant.
Okay.
Well, on that note, I'm gonna go to bed because I'm very tired.
All right.
If there's anything else, I just want to say before I jump off.
All right. I created a sweet savant thing for you in your inventory in your feature list,
Sweet.
and then I'll do the other one for you real quick.
I like the implications that Petra went on a bunch of like little nonsense adventures. It's so fucking in character.
I figured you'd like that.
Yeah, so I get +1 to use it to making meat dishes, and I get advantage when creating sweet dishes.
So you're meat master.
Giggity.
And I'm really good at making chocolate fudge cake, apparently. Coffee chocolate fudge cake.
Great.
I am a pastry chef.
Only on a Saturday.
That is
Oh.
true.
That's true, only on Saturdays. Yeah. Technically it's Sunday morning for us, but you know, just saying.
That being said, I'm gonna stop the stream here and stop the recording too.